Chapter 35-26. Not good. Sage Mubai, Ming Ming, and the others became nervous. Could Lin Xian stop the two of them? They even wanted to lend a helping hand. However, before they could do anything, Lin Xian made his move. Facing the two's shocking attacks, he directly made his move. The great dragon sword soul in his body kept roaring as he cast the stellar transposition to the extreme. The stellar transposition was a mysterious divine ability that the Sage King had taught him. Coupled with the great dragon sword soul's enhancement, its power had reached the extreme at this moment. The starry fire on both sides were mobilized. It turned into two starry fire dragons, roaring and rushing out. The surrounding sea of fire was even more turbulent. The monstrous fire wolves rolled forward. Boom, boom. It was like the end of the world. The starry fire was too terrifying. Even a minor saint would not dare to face it head-on. They could only defend themselves. Now that so many starry fire were mobilized and rushed forward, the opponent's attack was instantly devoured. Not only that, the two of them were also sent flying by the terrifying starry fire. They vomited blood and their bodies were charred black. What? They were pushed back? The people in the distance were still preparing to move. In their opinion, the opponent would definitely die if the two great sky prides attacked. After the opponent died, they might be able to take advantage of the situation. However, the next scene made them dumbfounded. That person didn't die, but Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Imo were sent flying and coughing up mouthfuls of blood. How could it be? How could the opponent block the attack of two-third heavenly layer saints? Damn it, the starry fire. He actually used the starry fire. Countless saints were dumbfounded. They clearly saw that the starry fire had turned into two fire dragons, circling in the sky. How could he use the starry fire? Even a minor saint could not do this, right? What made them even more terrified was that the opponent's aura was still at the first heavenly layer. It was driving them crazy. Impossible. Lei Qianzhong roared crazily. Yuan Imo was also dumbfounded. He could not imagine how the person in front of him could be so mysterious. Lin Xian's face was also somewhat pale. That attack just now had been extremely dangerous. If he had not been able to block it, he would definitely have been blasted into a bloody mist. Fortunately, the power of stellar transposition was boundless. In addition, De Long's marriage could increase his battle prowess, so he was able to block this attack. His soul shot out and swept behind him. At this moment, the Black Earth had reached its most critical moment. It had to be said that these starry sky flames were too powerful, and the quantity was beyond imagination. Even the living fossils of the Nine Nether clan could not have imagined this. He would not give up such a good opportunity. Lei Qianzhong looked forward with an extremely ugly expression. Since his opponent could use the starry sky flame, he wouldn't be able to do anything to him even if the battle continued. However, it was impossible for the other party to monopolize the starry sky flame. He looked behind him and roared crazily. Are you guys just going to watch and not do anything? Didn't you bring a sacred artifact? In the Netherworld tribe, this is your territory. Hurry up and get a little saint here and kill him for me. As soon as his words came out, the crowd behind him was in an uproar. The third heavenly saint of the Dragon Valley walked out once again, the divine artifact in his hand glowing brightly. A terrifying aura spread out, causing everyone's scalp to go numb. Not good. Meng Huan and the others' faces changed. Even Lin Xian frowned. At this critical moment, Mu Bai made his move and blocked the other party once again. There were still a few experts who wanted to come out, but they were stopped by Meng Huan. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. The others were extremely anxious, but they were powerless. Lin Xian was in a place where the flames were so terrifying. Even if they wanted to help, they had to consider their own strength. Otherwise, if they were to attack rashly, they would probably be burned to ashes before they even reached their destination. Boom. Just when everyone was extremely anxious, the sky suddenly shattered. Countless people were pressed to the ground, trembling in fear. On the other hand, the people of the Nine Nether clan were ecstatic. The experts of the Nine Nether clan had come, and from the looks of it, they had brought a sacred artifact. This wasn't an ordinary sacred artifact. The moment it appeared, the aura it brought wasn't any weaker than a minor saint. In other words, this was definitely the power of a minor saint. This is great. Kill him. Lei Qianzhong shone brightly. Kill him and help me get the cosmic flame seed. I guarantee that your 9 Nether clan will receive great benefits. Boom. In the sky, the 9 Nether clan's saint waved a large purple flag. He had the combat strength of a minor saint. He quickly charged towards Lin Xian. Not good. Lin Xian felt his body go numb. The aura was too terrifying. It was even more terrifying than Lei Qianzhong and Meng Huan's chain attack. After all, a minor saint was too terrifying. It was far beyond the strength of an ordinary saint. Not good. Mu Bai, Meng Huan, and the others exclaimed. They didn't expect the other party to have such an expert. Moreover, this sacred artifact was too terrifying. Kid, let's see how you're going to die. Lei Qianzhong sneered. There was only one outcome for those who dared to block his path, and that was death. The large purple flag swept over. With an aura that could destroy everything, it descended towards Lin Xian. As soon as the aura appeared, Lin Xian felt that his body was about to split apart. This energy was too strong. He roared as his body shone brightly. He used stellar transposition to disperse the energy to the sides and used the cosmic flame seed to block the attack. However, he still spat out a mouthful of blood. Damn it, he roared in a low voice. He turned into the Kuanping first class and quickly dodged. Black Mountain. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as his voice fell, a black shadow rushed out from his body. Then, a boundless black demonic chi spread out in all directions. At this moment, everyone felt their bodies go cold as if they had fallen into a 10,000-year-old ice cave. This aura was really too terrifying. Lei Qianzhong's expression instantly changed. Both of them were shocked. How could someone of this level appear? They quickly retreated as if they were facing a great enemy. The expert from the 9 Nether tribe also gripped the purple flag tightly, as if he was facing a great enemy. The sacred artifact shone brightly, enveloping him. A 5th heavenly layer saint with a sacred artifact. He was comparable to a minor saint. But so what? Even if a true minor saint came, I wouldn't put him in my eyes. The black shadow's cold voice sounded, carrying with it an unparalleled domineering aura. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. Who is this person? Is he also a minor saint? Or is he a saint sovereign that is even more terrifying than a minor saint? They didn't know, but the other party's aura was too terrifying. It suppressed the 9 Nether clan's experts. Mu Bai and Meng Huan were also stunned. The other party was obviously here to help Lin Xian. Who is this person? Why is there such a terrifying person by Lin Xian's side? Is he Lin Xian's Tao protector? Chapter 35:27. To be honest, the 5th heavenly layer saint from the 9 Netherbird clan was also stunned. This time, he brought a saint tool with him. He was confident that even if he encountered a minor saint, he would be able to contend against him. But now, he didn't dare to make a move because he felt that the opponent's aura was even more terrifying than a minor saint. Who is this person? Cold sweat dripped down from his forehead. A saint sovereign could cause a devastating blow to the 9 Netherbird clan. Therefore, he didn't dare to make a move. The others were also stunned. The opponent's aura was too terrifying. Even Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo felt like they were facing a great enemy. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. It seemed like the Black Mountain's aura was still effective. At this moment, he received a message from the other party. Kid, don't just stand there. I'm just releasing my aura. If we really fight, I won't be able to defeat that guy. Quickly think of a way to absorb some of the flames, and then we'll leave. Lin Xian nodded and acted quickly. It was impossible for the Black Earth to continue tempering here. However, he wouldn't let go of this opportunity. Since he couldn't stay here, he would take the flames away. This kind of flame was very dangerous. He had seen many people trying to absorb it, but none of them succeeded. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't dare to be careless. He directly used the Great Sage Pagoda. With the power of the Great Sage Pagoda, no matter how strong the flames were, they wouldn't be able to escape. After taking out the Great Sage Pagoda, he crazily absorbed the surrounding flames. The kid was absorbing the flames. Although the people in the distance didn't dare to make a move, they clearly saw the scene. At first, they didn't believe it. Until now, no one had succeeded in absorbing the flames. In their opinion, the opponent shouldn't be able to do it. But soon, they realized that the pagoda in the opponent's hand was rapidly absorbing the flames. It didn't seem to be damaged at all. How is this possible? The flames were actually taken away by the opponent. Damn it! Lei Qianzhong's face became incomparably ferocious. The people of the Vermilion Bird Palace also had ugly expressions. At this moment, everyone's heart was bleeding. They couldn't wait to charge over and cut the opponent into pieces. However, with the existence of the demon-like figure, no one dared to act rashly. Just when he was feeling extremely anxious, another powerful chi descended from the sky. A real minor saint had arrived. Edited by Lifer, Fingerfox. He was also an elder from the 9 Netherworlds tribe, a little saint. Roaring, he charged forward with murderous intent. Not good. Lin Xian's expression changed. He Shan also spoke and prepared to leave. As he spoke, he let out an angry roar and the array formation that he had secretly set up exploded. Countless flames and attacks covered the sky as they collided with the other party. Immediately after, the violent energy became chaotic. The entire space was filled with violent flows of energy. The starry sky fire was completely stimulated and filled every corner of the void. Not good. Retreat quickly. For a moment, the crowd was in a panic. Countless people were frantically fleeing. The little saint wanted to attack again, but Pan could no longer find the little saint, who was surrounded by layers upon layers of flaming mountains. In the end, the monstrous flames were simply too terrifying. Even with saint artifacts in their hands, they didn't dare to stay inside. They could only retreat. Lei Qianzhong roared in anger. They couldn't stay in such a terrifying flame, so they must have escaped. Quickly seal the entire golden fire plane. Seal the entire alchemy valley. Don't let anyone out. We must capture them. Vermilion Bird Palace, 8 Desolate Palace, and even the 9 Netherworlds tribe were moving with all their might, quickly sealing the entire alchemy valley. They would never let the other party escape. Alchemy Valley was also in a state of panic. They had also heard the news from the underground and were extremely shocked. They didn't expect that there was another world under their ground. Moreover, there was a terrifying starry sky fire inside. However, no one dared to enter without permission because the starry sky fire was completely chaotic. Even the little saints didn't dare to stay inside. At the same time, they also discovered that the entire alchemy valley was sealed. It seemed like they were searching for something. All kinds of news were spreading. It was rumored that a mysterious expert had fought against Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo at the same time, attracting countless people's attention. However, that mysterious expert had disappeared. Some people guessed that he had been burned to ashes by the flames below. However, Lei Qianzhong and the others still believed that the other party should be able to escape with his means. The other party was now hiding somewhere, preparing to leave quietly. They wouldn't let the other party escape. In the underground world, the starry sky fire was still extremely violent. No one would have thought that there would be 2 figures in such a terrifying place. Naturally, they were He Shan and Lin Xian. Previously, He Shan had completely activated the flames below, causing the starry sky fire to surge wildly. Even the little saints were forced to leave. However, Lin Xian remained behind. He used the great sage to protect himself, which was why he was able to stay here. This place was very safe for the time being. Therefore, Lin Xian let He Shan look after the black earth while he prepared to cultivate. The fire elemental energy in this place was really too strong. He cultivated the 5 elemental law, which originally contained the power of the law of fire. Therefore, how could he give up such a good opportunity at this moment? Just like that, Lin Xian began to cultivate underground. Time flowed. On this day, Lin Xian opened his eyes. A huge roar came from his body, and a terrifying saint aura spread between heaven and earth. All kinds of laws and great Daos also rushed out and surrounded him. He had broken through. Late stage first sky saint. Lin Xian was wild with joy. He Shan also sucked in a breath of cold air. This kind of breakthrough speed was too fast. This was the saint realm. How many people found it difficult to break through a small realm in a few hundred years? Some even needed 1 or 2,000 years to do so. But now, The other party had reached the late-stage first sky saint in such a short time. It was really amazing. This was definitely an existence that was as rare as phoenix feathers and Qilin horns. Of course, he also knew that there were two reasons for this. First, there were very few people like Lin Xian who could fight continuously. One had to know that Lin Xian had fought against two-third sky saints. This kind of experience was definitely rare. Second, the starry sky fire was really too powerful. The law it contained was probably something that even little saints would be jealous of. Therefore, the combination of the two allowed Lin Xian to break through again. Feeling his own power, Lin Xian smiled with satisfaction. If he met Lei Qianzhong again, he was sure to beat him until he was looking for his teeth on the ground. How was the Black Earth? He turned his head around. The current progress was good, but it would still take some time to become a true saint artifact. Hearing this, Lin Xian nodded and continued to use the Great Sage Tower to absorb the surrounding flames. Then, he put the Black Earth into the Great Sage Tower and prepared to leave. He Shan entered his crescent moon pendant. Lin Xian quickly flew outside. Chapter 35-28. The underground world was extremely terrifying. When the energy was chaotic, Lin Xian had already sent a message to Mubai and Meng Huan, so the two of them had already left. They should be outside now. He didn't plan to find them in a hurry, so he decided to investigate the situation first. Lin Xian changed his appearance again. He realized that there were more people in the Golden Fire Plains. So these people came because they heard about the legend of the Starry Sky Fire. They wanted to see if there was a chance to get some benefits. He also realized that the Golden Fire Plains and even the Alchemy Valley had been sealed off. He couldn't get out for a while. It seemed like these people didn't give up. The Golden Fire Pavilion was a place similar to the Nine Dragon Mountain. It was a place for saints and experts to entertain. At this moment, there were indeed many people loitering around the Golden Fire Pavilion. They were dissatisfied. A man standing at the door said coldly, "Go back. This place has been booked by our young master." "What? You want to defy young Master Lei's orders?" Young Master Lei. Naturally, it was Lei Qianzhong, so no one dared to defy him. This guy was still so arrogant. Lin Xian sneered at the scene. "I heard that your young Master Lei was defeated by a level 1 celestial stage in the underground world. I wonder if it's true?" The moment he said that, the surrounding people were stunned. "What? Young Master Lei was defeated by a level 1 celestial stage? No way, this must be fake." "No, it seems to be true. Many people are spreading this rumor. This young Master Lei is actually so weak? This kind of trash dares to tell us to scram?" Many people were instantly enraged. They thought that Lei Qianzhong's strength was unparalleled, so they didn't dare to provoke him. But it seemed like that wasn't the case. The man in blue at the door was instantly enraged. "Kid, do you want to die? Who told you that? Do you still want to tell me? The whole world is saying that your young master's strength isn't that great. So, don't be arrogant in front of me. You." The man in blue armor was furious. He wanted to say something, but a hand landed on his shoulder. In the next moment, a figure walked out from inside. Instantly, the sky was filled with lightning. Everyone retreated in fear, not daring to speak. Only Lin Xian was left. He looked at the people in front of him, and the smile in his eyes deepened. "Io, the legendary Mr. Lei has appeared. I heard that you were defeated by a saint of the first celestial layer. Why don't you tell me what happened?" The surrounding people were going crazy. It was fine if the other party had just said it, but now he dared to repeat it in front of young Master Lei. Was he courting death? "Kid, kneel down and I'll give you a quick death. Otherwise, I'll make you wish you were dead." Lei Qianzhong's voice was incomparably cold. At the same time, a few more voices rang out from the Golden Flame Pavilion. "What are you looking at? The Golden Flame Pavilion has been booked by us today. Saints below the third heaven stage aren't qualified to enter." This voice was merciless. When the surrounding people heard it, their scalps were about to split open. Saints below the third heaven were not qualified. F***CK. Who is this? What a big mouth. Saints of the third heaven were extremely rare. How many could there be? Could it be that the other party was having an important meeting? Saints below the third heaven? Sure enough, he was really domineering. But why didn't he scram? Lin Xian pointed at the man in blue. The man in blue was not at the third heaven. He was only at the second heaven. The others also looked over. That's right. Why could a saint of the second heaven be here? Lei Qianzhong coldly snorted. He's our comrade, so of course he can stay here. If your comrade isn't strong enough, then he can stay here. If the others aren't strong enough, then they have to scram? Who made this rule? What a load of bullshit. Lin Xian coldly sneered. The others were also dissatisfied. Isn't this too domineering? How dare you question us? Do you want to die? Young Master Tang's eyes were cold. This is the rule I made. Whoever doesn't agree, come and die. His gaze swept over with a destructive aura. The surrounding people lowered their heads. Who would dare to go against Lei Qianzhong? Wasn't that just courting death? What's there to be arrogant about? You can't even beat a saint of the first heaven. You have the nerve to be arrogant in front of me? I advise you to kneel down and kowtow to me 10 times. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll end up miserable. Hearing this, the surrounding people's scalps went numb. No matter how bad the rumors about Lei Qianzhong were, he was still a saint of the third heaven. How weak could a saint of the third heaven be? If he wanted to kill them, a single finger would be enough. Who is this guy? How dare he be so arrogant? Does he have some kind of trump card? Maybe he's also a saint of the third heaven. That's right, the starry sky flame attracted a lot of experts recently. Maybe he's one of them. Because Lin Xian's face was unfamiliar, they didn't recognize him at all. They were all guessing. However, when someone probed Lin Xian's cultivation, he fell to the ground with a thud. His legs turned to jelly. Holy shit, a saint of the first heaven. How is this possible? The others didn't believe it and probed further. They were also dumbfounded. He really is a saint of the first heaven. Damn it, a saint of the first heaven dares to challenge Lei Qianzhong? Is this kid's brain flooded with water? He must have heard too many rumors. It was rumored that a mid-stage saint of the first heaven was evenly matched with Lei Qianzhong. That's why he thought he was able to fight against Lei Qianzhong with his late-stage first heaven cultivation. How is this possible? These people shook their heads. Although the rumors might be true, that mid-stage saint of the first heaven definitely had some kind of super weapon. It was very likely that he had a saint weapon to be able to fight against Lei Qianzhong. Otherwise, they wouldn't believe it even if they were beaten to death. Therefore, when they saw a saint of the first heaven provoking them again, they felt that it was unreal. "Aunt, you want to die?" Lei Qianzhong roared crazily as lightning surged from his body. Indeed, he had previously fought to a standstill with a first celestial layer cultivator. This made him feel great shame. However, that didn't mean that anyone could provoke him. Now that the opponent was a saint of the first heaven, he was filled with killing intent. However, at this moment, a few figures walked out of the Golden Fire Pavilion and came to Lei Qianzhong's side. "Brother Lei, let us do it this time." "Yeah, you just came back from the underground world and probably haven't rested well. Let us do it," these people said. They didn't dare to let Lei Qianzhong take the risk. "All right, then I'll have to trouble you guys." Lei Qianzhong nodded. He didn't make a move because it was very strange recently. The saints of the first heaven he met here were all very powerful. If he were to fight to a standstill with them, then it would be very funny. All kinds of rumors would spread. At that time, not only would he lose face, but their reputation in the 2-star boundary would also be damaged. Chapter 35-29. TSK, after all that talk, you don't even have the guts to accept the challenge. You want someone else to fight for you? What a coward. How can someone like you be called a genius from the second astral realm? The surrounding people were in an uproar. What's going on? Lei Qianzhong really doesn't dare to accept the challenge? What nonsense. What do you mean he doesn't dare to accept the challenge? Brother Lei just doesn't want to fight with you. That's right, Brother Lei just came up from the underground world. His body hasn't adjusted yet, so it's not convenient for him to fight. I'll fight with you. Promise me that you can be arrogant as you wish. A figure walked out of the cave. This person's aura was also very powerful. He was actually a third heaven sage. Once the aura was released, the crowd was in an uproar. An expert. This was definitely an expert. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Another third celestial layer saint? And from the looks of it, He was very familiar with Lei Qianzhou. Lin Xian guessed that he wasn't from the first celestial layer. He should be a genius from the second celestial layer. There were actually so many people from the second astral realm. I have to say, you're really stupid. You actually want to take the thunder for Lei Qianzhou? Since that's the case, don't blame me for being rude. Lin Xian stepped out, and his aura exploded. Late stage, first heaven sage. So weak. That person sneered. The youth had long white hair and wore a purple Taoist robe. He looked mighty and had a hint of demonic aura. The white-haired man said, "Do you want me to let you have 3 moves? Or do you want me to let you use one hand?" In his opinion, the opponent was just an arrogant guy. However, his true strength should be like an ant. He was a third heaven sage. He could probably kill a first heaven sage with one slap. Let me have 3 moves? You're so generous. Thank you very much. Lin Xian's eyes exploded with a cold light. In the next moment, a terrifying aura rushed out from his body. That energy covered the sky and the earth, causing the world to tremble. Boom. The energy formed a huge figure in the sky. It was like a giant dragon. Its dark eyes looked down, causing everyone's heart to beat faster. It was as if their souls were about to be devoured. Boom. This phantom formed by the Tao of heaven and earth rushed down with an unparalleled aura. It destroyed everything in front of it. What? The white-haired man's pupils shrank. He didn't expect the other party to be so strong. Due to his carelessness, he could only block in a panic. A fierce gust of wind rose from his body, forming a huge wind shield between heaven and earth. Boom. That gigantic dragon phantom ruthlessly smashed onto the wind shield, emitting a deafening sound. Everyone was pushed back, their faces pale. Under their shocked gazes, the white-haired man was directly pushed back. The wind blade in front of him kept shattering, and the law on it was pierced through. That damned brat. I want you dead. The white-haired man's expression instantly turned ferocious. His body was filled with a terrifying killing intent. Lin Xian laughed. Oh, you're anxious now? Didn't you say you'd let me have 3 moves first? This was only the first move. There were still 2 more. Boom. Above his head, the giant dragon's phantom roared and opened its mouth to spit out endless waves that swept across the entire sky. This wave once again swallowed the white-haired man. Die for me. The white-haired man roared. He had said he'd let Lin Xian have 3 moves first. Now, he didn't dare to let Lin Xian have 3 moves first. The law of wind on his body trembled violently. It was as if he had turned into a wind god. The unparalleled sharpness on his body cut through the surrounding seawater as he rushed out from the seawater. Brat, I admit that you're strong. I was wrong. I take back what I said just now. However, you've angered me. I'll kill you personally. Wind Spirit Finger. He stretched out his finger, and green Tao runes spread out, intertwining with a terrifying storm as he pointed forward. Whoosh! The surrounding seawater collided with the storm, and Lin Xian's entire body merged into the sea. He cultivated the law of 5 elements and could use any law of the 5 elements. At this moment, it was as if he had turned into a sea god. Boundless waves wrapped around the wind Spirit Finger, and then he rushed out. The seawater on his body instantly turned into flames. The monstrous flames had an aura that could burn everything and instantly melted the surrounding storm. Boom! He threw out a punch, causing explosions in all directions. This punch carried the law of fire, causing the entire world to shatter. Not good. The white-haired man's face became extremely ugly. His body turned into countless gusts of wind and scattered in all directions. He wanted to dodge. However, he still underestimated this punch. Although his opponent's body was weathered, he couldn't dodge at all. Everything in front of him was completely destroyed, including the wind and air. Everything was spread in the raging flames. The white-haired man let out a miserable cry as he fell to the ground. His body was once again transformed by the wind. His body was charred black, and his internal organs were burned. He was struggling in pain. A mere early third heaven sage was nothing. Lin Xian said coldly. To be honest, he was really shocked. The increase in his cultivation had caused his strength to undergo an earth-shattering change. In the past, He would have to use his full strength to fight a third heaven sage. Now, it was obviously much easier. Defeated? How could it be? The surrounding people went crazy. That was a third heaven sage, and now he was defeated by a single punch. Lei Qianzhong's people were all stunned. Lei Qianzhong couldn't believe it, and his heart was filled with fear. His companions' faces were filled with shock. How could this be? Were they dreaming? How could a first heaven sage defeat them? Damn it, what's going on in the first astral realm? Where did all these monsters come from? You. The white-haired man fell to the ground, his body twitching non-stop, and his eyes were filled with fear. Lin Xian looked at him and sneered. Seeing you stand up for Lei Qianzhong, I thought you were some kind of expert. But now, it seems like you're really disappointing. I didn't expect you to not even be able to take a single punch from me. This means that Lei Qianzhong should be at the same level as you, and also unable to take a single punch from me. The second astral realm isn't that great. Kid, you're courting death. How dare you look down on us? Those people were furious. They felt provoked, insulted, and humiliated. Lin Xian sneered. Why are you angry? Then prove it with your strength. Do you really think that you're a god that can look down on everything? In my opinion, you're just ants in the eyes of others. Therefore, you don't have the right to be arrogant in front of me. The surrounding people felt their scalps tingle. This scene was really hard to believe. A group of geniuses from the second astral boundary was actually suppressed by someone here, and they couldn't even raise their heads. Lei Qianzhong was also dumbfounded. To be honest, he didn't expect it to be like this. How could this be? How could there be so many powerful first heaven sages in this world? He couldn't help but want to attack together with his companions and see what kind of monster he was. Chapter 35:30. Looking at the murderous gazes around him, Lin Xian smiled. If you're not convinced, then come at me. I'll take you on. Of course, if you think you can't win one-on-one, then you can attack as a group. Attack as a group? Everyone's mouths twitched. Lei Qianzhong's group's faces were terrifyingly dark. To be honest, they did have such thoughts, but they would never do it. Who were they? They came from the second astral realm and came here to become heavenly gods. Now that they were fighting a first sky cultivator, if they attacked as a group, they would lose all their face. From then on, no one would look at them highly. They would be mocked endlessly. Therefore, attacking as a group was impossible. What? You don't dare to attack as a group? Pooh. They finally couldn't take it anymore. Some even vomited blood. They didn't dare to attack as a group? They didn't care. I'll kill you. I'll definitely kill you. That's right. That kid isn't that strong. White Demon must have been careless before. That's why he got what he wanted. We'll treat him as a third sky saint, and we won't lose. His companions clenched their teeth. A few of them prepared to come out. Lin Xian glanced at them and shook his head. Forget it. You trash shouldn't come out and embarrass yourselves. Trash? The second astral realm's geniuses were going crazy. No one dared to call them trash, but Lin Xian didn't hold back. Your strength is about the same as white hair. You can't even take a punch from me. Let Lei Qianzhong come out personally. What? Is he going to be a coward? Is he going to watch his companions fall one by one for him? Lei Qianzhong, you can't be trash like this, right? Lin Xian decided to settle this once and for all. This Lei Qianzhong was very arrogant before. Now it's time to end it. Countless gazes turned towards Lei Qianzhong. Even his companions turned to look at him. Lei Qianzhong felt a great pressure. Damn it. Looks like he has no choice but to fight. Furthermore, he had to win this battle. Otherwise, he wouldn't have the face to stay here. But was he confident in winning? His opponent's punch was indeed terrifying, and it made him feel threatened. Although it was threatening, I wouldn't necessarily lose. Moreover, that should be the strongest attack of the other party. If I can withstand that move, I will definitely win the next round. Lei Qianzhong quickly simulated the battle scene in his mind. He felt that his chances of winning were very high. Therefore, he stood out and said, Since you don't know what's good for you, I'll kill you myself. Did Lei Qianzhong make a move? The surrounding people were also in an uproar. In the distance, even more people were rushing over. This was definitely going to be a world-shaking battle. Do you really dare to accept the challenge? Lin Xian was also stunned. He thought that the other party would continue to be a coward. However, he quickly stopped laughing. Fine, let's settle this once and for all. Wang. Lei Qianzhong let out a furious roar as his body erupted with endless lightning laws, forming a sea of lightning. A terrifying pressure enveloped the area, causing the surrounding sages to tremble. Wang. Lin Xian's body also emitted a terrifying flame that enveloped him. The flame formed 4 vermilion birds that fought in 4 different directions, stabilizing the space. The surrounding sea of lightning couldn't even get close. This little bit of lightning is not enough. If you don't have any other trump cards, you can kneel down and admit defeat. You're courting death. Kid, I'll let you know my power. Lei Qianzhong roared. I'll make you kneel on the ground and never let you rise again. His hands trembled, and terrifying lightning bolts shot out at high speed. Lightning struck the sky. One had to admit that Lei Qianzhong was really strong. He was so strong that even the older generation figures trembled. However, Lin Xian didn't care. He stood there, his golden eyes emitting a cold light as the flames on his body burned even more fiercely. The 4 vermilion birds spread their wings as the firestorm collided with the sea of lightning, isolating the destructive power. Wang. The sea surged out from under his feet. Waves after waves of horrifying aura swept forward. At the same time, one mountain after another appeared in the sky and smashed towards Lei Qianzhong. Lei Qianzhong roared crazily as a lightning blade and a lightning sword appeared in his hands. He slashed in all directions, splitting the mountains and waves apart. However, this wasn't the end of this phenomenon. The mountains that were split apart healed and countless vines grew out from them. All kinds of dense forest plants filled the sky. Even Lei Qianzhong's body was about to grow, sucking his life force dry. Explode. With a roar, tens of thousands of lightning bolts exploded, turning the area into nothingness. The battle between the two sides was terrifying. Everyone was terrified when they saw this. However, they gradually realized that Lei Qianzhong was being suppressed, and the suppression was getting stronger. In the end, Lei Qianzhong was sent flying by the 5 phenomena in the sky. It was the combination of the 5 elemental laws, forming a 5-shaped sword that sent him flying. Cough, cough. He was sent flying, crashing through the void and half kneeling on the ground. Looking at the blood he spat out, his body trembled slightly. I'm injured. I'm actually injured. I don't believe it. Impossible. He roared crazily as the lightning on his body surged crazily. I won't lose. I definitely won't lose. To be honest, he was about to go crazy. He was defeated by a first celestial layer before. At that time, he thought that his opponent had borrowed the power of the starry sky flame, so it didn't count. But now, another first celestial layer sage had appeared. He was defeated in the end. How could he explain this time? His opponent definitely didn't borrow the power of the starry sky flame. This was his true strength. He even suspected that his opponent was a peerless old monster who hid his aura and cultivation to come out and play with him. Otherwise, how could someone in the first astral realm defeat him? Even if his opponent was the successor of a great emperor, he wouldn't believe it. He didn't know that the reason he was defeated by a first celestial layer sage was because of one person, Lin Xian. Although Lin Xian wasn't the successor of a great emperor, his physique and dragon soul were incomparable to Lei Qianzhong's. Lei Qianzhong was unlucky to have provoked Lin Xian. You don't believe that I can fight above my level? Then I can only say that your standards are too low. I didn't expect the people in the second astral realm to be so weak. Haven't you heard that there is always someone better than you out there? Lin Xian said coldly. Damn it, don't be so arrogant. I won't lose to you. You must have eaten some kind of pill to stimulate your potential. That's why you can fight with me. Soon, you'll become weak. I'll kill you. I'll definitely kill you. Lei Qianzhong stood up once again, his eyes filled with cold killing intent. Lin Xian snorted. Ignorant fool. Disappear from my sight, or I'll kill you myself. A terrifying killing intent surged from his body, as if everyone's soul was being split open. Chapter 35-31. The people in the second astral realm trembled as fear appeared in their eyes. Lei Qianzhong was even more agitated. You dare to kill me? Do you know who I am? I'm from Sky Thunder City. If you dare to touch a hair on my head, Sky Thunder City will tear you to pieces. Tear me to pieces? So you're threatening me, huh? Lin Xian's smile disappeared as a golden light flickered in his eyes. I hate being threatened the most. He walked forward as the heavens and earth trembled with him. Countless cracks spread out from under his feet. Everyone was terrified. What is this kid doing? Is he really going to attack Lei Qianzhong? Lei Qianzhong was also shocked. He looked at the approaching figure and screamed, You dare to kill me? Do you know what kind of existence Sky Thunder City is? You're thinking too much. You're too naive. Do you think I can only torture you by killing you? There are many ways to make you wish you were dead, some ways to make you regret being born in this world. I can let you have a taste of all of them. Don't worry, I have many elixirs in my hands. I can guarantee that you'll still be alive after the pain. The surrounding people sucked in a breath of cold air. What kind of method is this? If Lei Qianzhong really falls into the enemy's hands, it won't be easy even if he wants to die. Lei Qianzhong also retreated in fear, his face pale. He never thought that someone would dare to treat him like this. One must know that when he came to the first astral realm, whether it was the Nine Nether Tribe, Vermilion Bird Palace, or Dragon Valley's experts and elders, they were all extremely respectful when they saw him. No one dared to offend him, and no one dared to offend Sky Thunder City. But now, such a fearless person had appeared. He directly injured him, and even wanted to torture him to the point where he wished he was dead. To be honest, he was really scared. Buzz. Lightning flashed on his body as the law spread out. He quickly retreated. Don't you think it's too late to leave? Lin Xian sneered. He didn't move, but the water below his feet formed a clone and blocked the enemy's path. In the next moment, Lin Xian's Kuan avatar moved at lightning speed and appeared in front of the current avatar. Block for me. Lei Qianzhong unleashed 18 lightning laws, forming a terrifying shield that covered the entire area. However, they were all shattered by a single slap. Lei Qianzhong's face also received a heavy slap. His bones were cracked from the beating. He fell to the ground, and the earth was smashed apart. Damn it, I won't let you off. He roared like a madman, but what greeted him was a kick. Lin Xian's feet were covered with nomological loss. At this moment, it was as if they had turned into a heavenly monument as he stomped down. With a cracking sound, everyone could clearly hear the sound of bones breaking. Who knew how many bones had been crushed by this stomp? This caused Lei Qianzhong to roll on the ground. Every time he rolled, a part of the world would shatter. However, he couldn't break free at all. The pair of claws firmly stepped on his body, making him despair. I don't have any grudges with you, but you've tried to kill me time and time again. Do you really think that I'm a pushover? Now, I'll let you taste the consequences of your arrogance. Lin Xian exerted more force with his foot, causing more cracks to appear on his opponent's body. What? When Lei Qianzhong heard this, he raised his head with a trace of confusion. Did he offend this person? Lin Xian sneered. Don't you recognize me? Previously at Nine Dragon Mountain, I didn't provoke you, but you used your status to suppress me. You even wanted to kill me. At that time, did you ever think that today would happen? It's you. It's you who deserves to die. Lei Qianzhong screamed like a madman. How could he forget what happened at Nine Dragon Mountain? That was the first time he felt someone provoke him. At that time, it was also someone at the first celestial layer. He didn't expect it to be this person. Damn it, I hate you so much. I should have killed you back then. Lei Qianzhong roared like a madman, but he was slapped to the ground. Half of his face was smashed. Lin Xian sneered. You're very strong. Do you really think this is the first time you lost to me? To be honest, this is the 4th time we've fought. It's also the 2nd time I've completely defeated you. Do you really think you're a genius? To be honest, you're just an ant in front of me, so you don't have any right to be arrogant. Out of the 4 exchanges, he had lost twice. Lei Qianzhong couldn't believe it. Who was this person? Suddenly, he thought of a scene. It was when he was at Nine Dragon Mountain, when he was in the Alliance, when he was in the underground world, and now. These 4 people were all at the first celestial layer. He originally thought that there were so many monsters in the first celestial layer, but now he realized that he was wrong. These 4 people were all the same person. It's you. It's always been you. Lei Qianzhong finally understood. Seeing his eyes, Lin Xian smiled. Looks like you're not that stupid. You can understand. But so what? You're already my prisoner. If I want to kill you, it'll only take a moment. Kill me? Do you dare? If you kill me, Sky Thunder City will send even more terrifying saints to kill you. Humph. Although you can defeat me, you don't dare to do anything to me. This kind of bone fracture is nothing to a saint like me. It's not even a scratch. Lei Qianzhong laughed. Speaking of which, you're still worried about my identity. Although I've lost to you, as long as you give me a chance, I can fight back. If I kill you, I'll make you wish you were dead. Everyone's scalp went numb. Indeed, Lei Qianzhong's identity was too terrifying. No one dared to go against him. Even that person wouldn't dare to kill him. You're very confident in yourself, but this time you're still wrong. I've said it before, there's a kind of pain that's worse than death. Since you still don't believe me, I'll let you experience it. Golden runes revolved in Lin Xian's eyes as he activated his eye technique. Lei Qianzhong was hit in an instant. His soul twisted as he screamed crazily. This time, his voice was much more miserable. The saints who heard it felt their hair stand on end. Kill me quickly. Lei Qianzhong's consciousness was already blurred. He would rather die than suffer this kind of torture. Damn it, let Brother Lei go. His companions around him roared crazily. Lei Qianzhong's identity wasn't ordinary. He was from Sky Thunder City. If something happened to him, it would definitely cause a huge commotion. At that time, they would also be implicated. Therefore, they couldn't care less about their face. They could only attack together. Looking at those people, Lin Xian turned his head and the blue sea tide surged. Suddenly, the golden light in his eyes turned emerald green. With him as the center, a soul attack swept out in all directions. In an instant, the saints near him were hit. All kinds of miserable cries rang out. They didn't expect the opponent's soul attack to be so fast. The onlookers were also scared stiff. They quickly retreated. At the same time, they were terrified. Too strong. Who was this person? Just a glance was enough to shock so many saints. This method was heaven-defying. When did such a heaven-defying expert appear in their first star realm? Chapter 35-32. Stopping so many saints by himself and torturing Lei Qianzhong until he was hovering between life and death. This method was too terrifying. Everyone was horrified. They had no doubt that Lei Qianzhong's fate would be miserable. However, at this moment, a monstrous divine aura came from afar. Following that, a figure rushed over. Who is it? How dare you attack someone from Sky Thunder City? Are you tired of living? Hurry up and get over here to die. This voice was filled with endless thunder. A saint, an even more terrifying saint. When they saw the law of heaven and earth, the surrounding people went crazy. This saint's aura was too strong. It had already surpassed Lei Qianzhong and the other geniuses from the second astral realm, and it seemed like this person was also an expert from Sky Thunder City. Senior brother, save me. Lei Qianzhong's face was filled with joy when he saw the figure. Great. An expert from Sky Thunder City is here. He was saved this time. Once he was saved, he would use all his means to torture this person to death. A saint from Sky Thunder City? Lin Xian stepped on Lei Qianzhong, his eyes flashing as he raised his head. Hurry up and let go of my junior brother. Do you know that you have already committed a capital offense? When the figure arrived and saw Lei Qianzhong's appearance, he was instantly enraged. Their Sky Thunder City's genius was actually being stepped on by someone. This was unforgivable. Kneel down and accept your death. A cold voice sounded. Lin Xian laughed. So arrogant. Can't you see that your junior brother is in my hands? You want to save your junior brother? Fine. As you said, kneel down and kowtow to me, then I will consider sparing your life. What? When those words came out, the geniuses from the second astral realm felt their scalps go numb. This brat actually dared to say such words. Lei Qianzhong roared crazily. Brat, you're dead. My senior brother is a fourth-layer saint. You're definitely going to die. Noisy. Lin Xian coldly snorted and stepped on the other party's face, crushing it. Blood flowed out onto the ground. As for the fourth heaven sage, he was enraged. Damn it! His aura was monstrous, turning into an unparalleled pressure that ruthlessly pressed down on Lin Xian. As far as he was concerned, he could destroy the other party with a single glance. Lin Xian felt immense pressure. He had to admit that the strength of a fourth-level saint was extremely terrifying. But so what? With a cold shout, he directly grabbed Lei Qianzhong's stage with one hand and lifted him up, using him as a shield. A terrifying pressure crashed into Lei Qianzhong's body, causing his body to shatter. He screamed like a pig being slaughtered. When the saint of the fourth heaven saw this scene, he quickly withdrew the laws of heaven and earth. He gritted his teeth and said, "Despicable and shameless. You actually dare to use my junior brother as a shield. Am I despicable and shameless? You, a fourth heaven sage, attacked me, a first heaven sage. Aren't you despicable and shameless? In terms of shamelessness, I can't compare to your Sky Thunder City." The fourth heaven saint was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. No one had ever dared to speak to him like this, and no one had ever dared to provoke the Sky Thunder City. But now, a mere level 1 ant dared to be so audacious. Brat, I advise you not to make a mistake. The strength of our Sky Thunder City is not something you can imagine. So, if you obediently release my junior brother now, I can spare your life. Spare my life? What a boastful tone. Should I be the one thanking you? Lin Xian coldly snorted. As soon as you arrived, you attacked me without even asking me what was going on? How domineering. Why didn't you ask me what happened? Maybe your junior brother did something wrong? There is no right or wrong. What the disciples of my Sky Thunder City do is right. You are indeed arrogant, but I can also say that what I did was right. If you want to spare your junior brother's life, then obediently do as I say. What do you want? The fourth heaven saint gritted his teeth. It's very simple. Scram back to where you came from. I can spare his life, but he provoked me time and time again. He even tried to kill me many times. I have to take revenge for this. He can be spared from death, but he can't escape punishment. Once I'm done punishing him, I will let him go. What? You really dare to attack the people of Sky Thunder City? The fourth heaven saint was instantly enraged. Humph, if you don't scram, I can guarantee that he will die. With that, Lin Xian exerted force and broke one of Lei Qianzhong's arms. Sacred blood instantly flowed out. You. The fourth heaven saint was instantly enraged. A terrifying aura rose from his body. Boundless lightning intertwined and formed a thunder god's hammer. It floated between heaven and earth. His Thunder Dao Law was much more terrifying than Lei Qianzhong's. Do you want to fight? Lin Xian's eyes exploded with killing intent. He was ready to kill Lei Qianzhong at any time and fight to the death. But at this moment, the void rippled and another powerful figure descended. Countless red lights fell between heaven and earth. When the crowd looked carefully, they found that it was Fu Hongya. Red leaves fell from the Sky Palace one after another, carrying the Tao of Law. They were like leaves from the immortal world, causing countless people to exclaim in admiration. Without a doubt, the person who came was an expert. Indeed, they saw a figure walk out from the crack in the void. It was a man dressed in red. He was tall and slender. His hair was silver white and his face was incomparably handsome. His long and narrow eyes were filled with boundless sacred aura. The moment he appeared, he blocked the thunder god's hammer in the sky. Lin Xian felt the pressure on his body instantly lessen. He also raised his head and looked at the red-robed, silver-haired man in surprise. It's you, Fu Hongya. The fourth heaven saint was extremely shocked. His pupils shrunk to the size of needles. Obviously, he knew the newcomer and looked as if he was facing a great enemy. After the initial shock, his face sank and he said coldly, "This matter has nothing to do with you, right?" The red-robed, silver-haired man said indifferently, "Of course it has nothing to do with me. Then why did you make things difficult for me? I stopped you because I couldn't stand it. I didn't expect the people from the second astral realm Sky Thunder City to be so shameless, using the difference in cultivation and age to bully a junior. I don't want them to think that the second astral realm's people are all shameless scum. That's why I came out to stop you. Do you have a problem with that?" The red-robed, silver-haired man's voice wasn't loud, but it was clearly heard by everyone. His voice carried a domineering aura. At the same time, it was filled with disdain. It seemed like the red-robed, silver-haired man was disdainful of the other party's actions. Damn it, don't be arrogant. The fourth heaven saint gritted his teeth. How dare the other party call him a shameless person? This made him so angry that his lungs were about to explode. However, he didn't act rashly because the man in front of him was very strong. He was a little afraid. You saw what happened to Fu Hongye. That kid injured my junior brother, and now he wants to torture him. How can I not act? This is my Sky Thunder City's matter. You'd better not interfere. Moreover, it's not that I want to interfere. It's that kid who doesn't know what's good for him. If he obediently releases him now and kneels down to admit his mistake, I can consider sparing his life. Chapter 35-33. This kid doesn't know what's good for him. If he obediently releases the hostages and kneels down to admit his mistake, I can consider sparing his life. After he finished speaking, he looked down. The red-robed, silver-haired man also looked down. He saw Lin Xian. Lin Xian frowned and said loudly, "You want me to admit my mistake? What a joke. I didn't do anything wrong. Sky Thunder City was the one who bullied me throughout the entire process. I was just defending myself. If you want me to kneel down, it should be you from Sky Thunder City." Lin Xian's attitude was firm. He doesn't know what's good for him. The fourth heaven sage snorted. "Fu Hongye, did you see that? It's not that I want to attack him. He's the one who doesn't know what's good for him. Is that so? Why do I admire him? I feel that he's not afraid of power. His courage is commendable. What do you mean by that? Do you really want to go against Sky Thunder City? Do you think I'm afraid of you?" At this point, the fourth heaven sage's lightning-winged hand appeared behind his back and a lightning scepter appeared in his hand. It was formed from the Tao of heaven and earth. Its power was unparalleled. "Are you sure you want to fight me?" The silver-haired man narrowed his eyes. His eyes emitted a shocking light. In the next moment, he flipped his finger and a red leaf appeared on his fingertip. There was a sharp sword drawn on the red leaf. Although it was just a leaf, it made the fourth heaven sage feel as if he was facing a great enemy. He quickly summoned a lightning god's shield, and a lightning battle armor appeared on his body to defend himself. Calm down. Many people appeared in the surroundings again. They were the people from Dragon Valley, 8 Desolation Hall, and Vermilion Bird Palace. The people from the 9 Nether tribe also rushed over and tried to persuade them. Among them, an expert from Dragon Valley walked out and said, "This fellow Taoist must be an expert from the 2nd astral realm. I wonder which saint city you're from?" He was naturally asking the red-robed, silver-haired man. "I'm Fu Hongye, from Wushuang City." Wushuang City. Everyone was shocked. This was a major force from the 2nd astral realm. It was the 2nd saint city that they heard of after Sky Thunder City. The expert from Dragon Valley smiled. "So it's a fellow Taoist from Wushuang City. I have a 10,000-year-old spiritual tea." "That's right, Tao friend. This is their Sky Thunder City's matter. Why don't we let them settle it themselves?" Was the Dragon Valley going to intervene? The crowd was shocked, but Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. How shameless. That sounded fair, but how could he solve it himself? Let a 4th heaven sage attack a 1st heaven sage? He immediately snorted coldly. "Since you know that this is a matter of the Sky Thunder City and has nothing to do with your Dragon Valley, then why did you jump out? Are you qualified to meddle in my affairs?" "Brat, you really don't know what's good for you, right?" The expression of the Dragon Valley expert also darkened. "I was advising you out of goodwill." "Trying to persuade him out of goodwill?" Lin Xian sneered. "I can't tell what good intentions you have. You pulled the expert away and let a level 4 celestial layer attack me. Is this kindness? I think you're just heartless and unscrupulous. Impudent. You're courting death." He was furious, and a biting cold killing intent appeared on his body. "Kid, do you believe that I can destroy you without the Sky Thunder City's help? Why? Are you angry? Didn't you jump out to hug the Sky Thunder City's thigh? Didn't you want to enter the 2nd astral realm and enter the Sky Thunder City? Why do you speak so righteously and help me for your own selfish interests? What a joke. Also, Do you really think that you can kill me? Lin Xian's eyes were filled with disdain. The Dragon Valley Sage was not a level 4 Celestial Layer Sage, but a level 3 Celestial Layer Sage. How could such a sage be so arrogant in front of him? Do you really think that you can compete with a level 3 Celestial Layer Sage? The Dragon Valley expert was also angry, and the killing intent on his body became even more biting cold. You're just relying on your cultivation to be arrogant. You've only lived for a few thousand years. If we're at the same level, there's no difference between killing you and killing you. Everyone was shocked. They did not expect Lin Xian to go against the Dragon Valley again, and his attitude was still incomparably arrogant. Reckless kid, no wonder you offended the Sky Thunder City. Seems like you're really hopeless. Today, I'll enforce justice on behalf of the heavens and get rid of an ant like you. The Dragon Valley expert was thoroughly enraged, and the surrounding people sneered. First, he went against the Sky Thunder City alone. Now, he's going against the Dragon Valley. Is he tired of living? You want to use me to curry favor with the Sky Thunder City? You've got the wrong idea. If you dare to jump around in front of me again, I'll kill you as well. Lin Xian's eyes were also filled with incomparable killing intent. He did not have a good impression of the Dragon Valley, because both sides had a grudge to begin with. Good. Kid, since you said so, don't blame me for taking action. The Saint of the Dragon Valley stepped forward. Crackling sounds came from his body, and a huge hand came out and slapped forward. That hand brought with it unparalleled power, and it made the world tremble as it enveloped Lin Xian. The Dragon Valley was a lineage of the dragon race, and their physique was extremely strong. Humph, as expected of a shameless old dog. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Xian grabbed Lei Qianzhong's head with one hand, and his other hand clenched into a fist and punched forward. Boundless flames danced on his fist, converging to form a sun. It blasted over, giving people an itchy feeling. Boom, boom. The fist and the palm collided in the sky, and the violent aura spread out in all directions. After the exchange, both of them retreated at the same time. The crowd was stunned. The opponent's physique was comparable to a sage's. Moreover, this was an expert from the Dragon Valley. The dragon race's super expert had said that he was much stronger than an ordinary level 3 sage. But now, he was helpless against the opponent. Is this what you used to show off in front of me? Not much. Lin Xian's eyes were filled with disdain. The Dragon Valley sage was going crazy. I'll definitely kill you. He was completely enraged. If he did not kill the opponent, he would lose face. Die. The Dragon Valley sage roared, and his dragon blood surged. Together with the laws of heaven and earth, it formed 36 rays of light. Like 36 dragon spears, they pierced down. These rays of light were too bright, and they brought with them a terrifying power that made people tremble. Even a level 3 sage would be pierced through in an instant. 36 dragon generals filled up the entire void. They were indestructible and had completely enveloped Lin Xian. Dragon Blood Divine Spear. It seemed that the Dragon Valley sage was really angry. He used such a terrifying technique right from the start. Facing such a terrifying technique, Lin Xian was not afraid at all. He snorted, and a dragon's roar came from his body. Then, 81 rays of sword chi rushed out from his body. 81 rays of sword chi swept across the 9 heavens, and with a biting cold killing intent, it rushed out and collided with the 36 dragon spears. Chapter 35-34. Each of the 36 dragon spears was extremely terrifying, but Lin Xian's sword chi was even more terrifying. Furthermore, the number of sword chi was twice that of the opponent's. Therefore, in the blink of an eye, the 81 sword chi destroyed the 36 dragon spears. The remaining sword chi also attacked the Dragon Valley sage. As expected, the Dragon Valley sage roared and waved his dragon fist. It hit the sword chi and made a clanging sound. His fist was actually cut open. Dragon blood flowed out and dyed the sky red. He was also pushed back by this power. In a simple exchange, he was injured. Moreover, he was in a very sorry state. He couldn't take it. With a roar, he took out a real dragon spear. It was a sacred weapon. He was the expert who fought with Mu Bai with a sacred weapon. Now that he was facing Lin Xian, he took out his sacred weapon again. A terrifying Saint Path aura spread out and swept across the 9 heavens and 10 lands. Everyone frantically retreated. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and sneered. Sacred weapons are really shameless. Why? You can't beat me, a level 3. So you want to use a sacred weapon? Aren't you afraid of being mocked by the world? No one will say anything if I kill you. The Dragon Valley Sage's face was extremely cold. This time, he had to kill Lin Xian even if he lost face. Boom. He waved his dragon spear and pierced the sky. It was as if a real dragon was dancing between heaven and earth. Oh no, that kid is in danger. Yes, the Dragon Valley Sage was originally a level 3, and with the sacred weapon, he was comparable to a level 4. No matter how strong that kid was, he couldn't beat him. That was for sure. He would probably be completely killed this time. Everyone was discussing. The people of Dragon Valley and Vermilion Bird Palace sneered. The people of Sky Thunder City also had a cold look. It seemed that they didn't need to do anything. Someone else could kill Lin Xian. Lin Xian felt a great sense of danger. To kill him, they took out a sacred weapon. However, did they think that they could kill him with a sacred weapon? How naive. Competing with weapons? He wasn't afraid of anyone. He immediately took out the Great Sage Pagoda and smashed it forward. The Great Sage Tower enlarged in the sky like a huge mountain and shattered the void. Boom. Clanging sounds rang out, and the world began to rumble. Countless large cracks spread out in all directions. The onlookers felt their scalps go numb from the shock. Some of them vomited blood, and many of them quickly opened their saint domains. The intense rumbling continued for a long time. There was chaos in the world before it gradually calmed down. When everyone saw the scene in front of them, they were all stunned. They saw a pagoda blocking the dragon's spear. Not only was he not killed, but he was also able to block the attack. Everyone was stunned, because in their opinion, there was absolutely no way he could block this attack. However, the truth was beyond their expectations. Not only was the other party still alive, he even managed to block the dragon spear. Damn it, what was that pagoda in that kid's hand? He was actually able to block a saint artifact. It must be another type of saint artifact. This kid actually has a saint artifact in his possession. Everyone went crazy. They didn't expect Lin Xian's trump card to be so deep. The powerhouses of the Dragon Valley were also taken aback. Their eyes were filled with shock. The fact that his opponent possessed a saint artifact made him feel incredulous. Damn it, who exactly is this kid? However, he couldn't care less anymore. Both sides had already fallen out, and he had to kill him. Kid, I didn't expect you to have a saint artifact. This is really surprising. However, it's a pity that your cultivation is too low. You can't unleash the power of a saint artifact. Once you die, this saint artifact of yours will be mine. Now, I'll show you the difference in cultivation level. The Dragon Valley Saint sneered. The dragon blood in his body surged, and his strength exploded. The dragon's spear in his hand shone with dazzling Dao runes, and a dragon's voice rang out. The surroundings started to sink, and the terrifying cracks started to spread. It was too scary. The saint artifact was awakening. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. They knew that the Dragon Valley Saint was right. The difference in cultivation level would cause the power of saint artifacts to be different. Even if Lin Xian had a saint artifact, he probably wouldn't be able to fight against the Dragon Valley Saint. Old man, you're too confident. However, you're right about one thing. When you die, the dragon spear will be mine. Lin Xian sneered. He opened the Great Sage Pagoda, and a ball of flames came out and swept forward. Whoosh! The moment the flame appeared, it released a terrifying amount of heat. Everyone's face changed. Not good. The Dragon Valley Level 3 Saint's face changed, and he quickly retreated. However, he was too late. He was too careless. He didn't expect that there would be such a strange flame in the Great Sage Pagoda. Therefore, he was too close, and it was too late for him to retreat. The flame inside was the universe starry fire. The moment it appeared, it enveloped the Dragon Valley Saint. The Dragon Valley Saint roared. He waved his dragon spear, and a crack appeared, and he escaped. However, he was still touched by the fire. One of his arms was burned to ashes, and a large scorch mark appeared on his body. That terrifying flame caused half of his body to burn. A miserable cry rang out, and it made everyone's scalps go numb. Everyone looked at the scene in disbelief. A level 3 saint was burned to death, and he couldn't fight back at all. How could this be? The people of Dragon Valley went crazy. Elder. They roared crazily. Some wanted to get closer, and some spat out water. However, the water evaporated into white mist as soon as it got close. The few people who wanted to help were also ignited, and they screamed in pain. For a moment, no one dared to move forward. Boom. At this moment, Lin Xin attacked again. He waved the Great Sage Pagoda again and smashed it forward. The weapon of a Great Sage was terrifying. Although Lin Xin couldn't unleash its full power, it was already very scary. It was like a mountain falling from the sky, and it smashed onto Saint Longu, smashing him to the ground. With a boom, his body was blasted into a pile of flesh and blood. I want you dead. Saint Longu roared crazily. He began to burn his dragon blood, wanting to fight back. You want me dead? You don't have the chance. Now, you can go to hell for me. Lin Xin sneered and opened the Great Sage Pagoda again. Another ball of starry fire flew out, and this time, it completely burned the Dragon Valley Saint. The Dragon Valley Saint screamed. In the end, he abandoned his body and escaped with his soul. However, he couldn't escape. The starry fire burned his soul. In the end, it turned into ashes and scattered on the ground. The entire world was silent. Everyone was spitting, and their faces were filled with fear. Dead. A third-layer saint wielding a sacred artifact with boundless might was burned to death at this moment. Chapter 35:35. Everyone was completely stunned. They could not believe that a dignified third heavenly layer sage had been defeated. Moreover, he had been completely annihilated. This was simply like a fantasy story. In the Sky Thunder City, the sage of the fourth heaven was also stunned. His face turned cold. To be honest, he was extremely shocked. What kind of flame was Yi Qin's flame? It gave him goosebumps. Starry Sky Flame. That's the Starry Sky Flame. Someone finally screamed. What? Starry Sky Flame? The flame from the underground world? How could he have it? Screams rang out one after another. At this moment, everyone's expression changed. Starry Sky Flame. That was a flame that even minor saints didn't dare to get close to. It's really unbelievable. That's right. Looks like you guys are quite knowledgeable. That's the Starry Sky Flame. Lin Xin sneered. He looked at the fourth heavenly layer sage again. Didn't you want to attack me? Come on. I'll take it. Damn it. The Sky Thunder Sage's face turned ugly. Even minor saints didn't dare to touch the flame. Was he going to take it head-on? What a joke. Although he was powerful, he hadn't even reached the minor saint realm. He couldn't resist the flame. He was in a dilemma. Trash. You knew that I was a first heavenly layer sage and was weak, so you wanted to bully me. Now that you know that I have a heaven-defying divine flame, you don't dare to attack me? Do you think that I'll let you go if you don't attack me? I'll let you have a taste of it today. The feeling of using strength to bully others. Don't you like to be high and mighty and use your strength to crush your opponents? Fine. I'll use this Starry Sky Flame to crush you. I'll let you taste the taste of despair. Damn brat, how dare you? The fourth heavenly layer sage roared. Lin Xin sneered. Why wouldn't I dare? He waved his hand and burned Lei Qianzhong into ashes. What a pity. The genius of the second astral boundary, Lei Qianzhong, was burned into ashes before he could even let out a cry. The others went crazy. Was Lei Qianzhong dead? They felt their scalps go numb. This was too unreal. It was like a dream. The Sky Thunder City's saints' pupils constricted. You dare to kill my junior brother? He was crazy, really crazy. Lin Xin sneered. So what if I killed your junior brother? Not only will I kill your junior brother, but I will also kill you. He was already furious. Whether it was Lei Qianzhong or this fourth layer saint, they had never put him in their eyes and wanted to take his life as they wished. How could he be soft-hearted? With a wave of his hand, the Grand Sage Pagoda opened. Terrifying starry fire flew out, vast and boundless as it swept forward. Not good. I can't take it head-on. Retreat quickly. The level 4 sage's expression changed as he quickly retreated. Brat, just you wait. If you dare to kill the people of my Sky Thunder City, I will definitely not let you off. The 4th Heaven Sage quickly left. He was prepared to find another opportunity to make his move. Wong. A long spear descended from the sky, cutting off the other party's path. With a clang, he collided with the dragon's spear, and his body trembled. Damn it! A sacred artifact. Another sacred artifact. Lin Xian's left hand held the dragon spear, and his right hand held the Grand Sage Pagoda, controlling the starry fire to chase after the saint. This scene was too shocking. A level 4 sage was here to suppress everything, but now he was being killed, scared witless. It could be said that there was no door in the sky, no door in the earth. This scene caused everyone to panic. In the end, he was surrounded by flames and finally panicked. No, I beg you, spare my life. Half of his body had already been burned and had just recovered. However, he couldn't resist at all. He could only beg for mercy. Spare your life? Ha 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 ha, what did I just hear? Are these the words of a high and mighty level 4 sage? Didn't you come here like a god, wanting to control my life? Why are you begging for mercy now? Lin Xian sneered, his eyes filled with disdain. If you had this attitude from the start, I definitely wouldn't have killed you. But now, don't you think it's too late? Damn it, I'll fight it out with you. The level 4 sage roared, and endless lightning laws burned on his body. He swallowed 2 pills, and the blood in his body seemed to be burning as well. The terrifying lightning energy turned into a sword of lightning, which he held in his hand. Die! The sword slashed down, shaking the heavens and earth. At this moment, the opponent's strength was equivalent to a level 5 sage. It could be said that this method was really heaven-defying. But so what? Even a small sage was afraid of the starry fire, let alone the opponent. In the endless hellfire, the opponent's Thunder God sword was directly enveloped and burned into nothingness. The level 4 sage of Sky Thunder City was also burned into nothingness. Whoosh! Whoosh! The remaining starry fire returned to the Grand Sage Pagoda. Lin Xian held the Grand Sage Pagoda in his right hand and the dragon's spear in his left hand, sweeping in all directions. Who else wants to stand up for Sky Thunder City? The surrounding people were silent, not daring to speak. For a moment, the silence was terrifying. Lin Xian snorted, turned around, and left. Wait. Suddenly, the people of Dragon Valley spoke. Lin Xian stopped and turned around. Do you want to die? Feeling Lin Xian's aura, the people of Dragon Valley were stunned, speechless for a long time. It was only after Lin Xian had left that they realized what had happened. Damn it! He had taken away our sacred artifact. Damn it! How is this possible? How can he control our saint weapon? These people are all crazy. They wanted to stop Lin Xian and ask for their saint weapon back, but Lin Xian had just killed a level 4 sage. His killing intent was too strong. They didn't dare to go against him. Because of this hesitation, their saint weapon was taken away. The people of 9 Netherbird Clan, Vermilion Bird Palace, and 8 Desolate Palace felt their scalps go numb. Sky Thunder City had lost 2 Sky Prides, a level 3 Sky Pride and a level 4 Sage. It was definitely a huge shock. How were they going to explain this? Lightning would definitely be angry. At that time, there would be millions of corpses and thousands of miles of blood. No, I must catch that kid and kill him. That's right. So what if he's strong? The threat is the flame in his hand. As long as I can block that flame, I can kill him. These people didn't stop. Instead, they prepared to send more experts. Sure enough, it didn't take long for a real minor saint from 9 Netherbird Clan to appear. In addition, 8 Desolate Palace and Vermilion Bird Palace each had a minor saint. The Dragon Valley, on the other hand, sent out 2 little saints. They must take back their saint weapon. Not only that, but they also wanted to cut Lin Xian into pieces. 5 minor saints gathered in Alchemy Valley. They were ready to join forces. 5 minor saints joining forces was such a big scene that the people of Alchemy Valley went crazy. What kind of power was this? 5 minor saints joining forces could definitely destroy everything. Not only that, but this time, the 9 Netherworld clan also provided a saint artifact, the clear water bottle. This was a water-type saint weapon. Its power was very terrifying, and it should be able to block the starry sky flame. Chapter 35-36. 5 minor saints, together with the other saints, formed an army. Their strength was enough to strike fear into everyone's heart. The minor saints of the 8 Desolation Hall held an 8 trigrams plate and divined the heaven's secrets. Soon, they locked on to a direction and quickly activated it. On the other side, Lin Xian left after killing Lei Qianzhong and the 4th Heavenly Layer Saint of Sky Thunder City. After leaving, he heaved a sigh of relief. It was too dangerous this time. Even a 4th Heavenly Layer Saint had appeared. Fortunately, he had a trump card. Otherwise, it wouldn't be easy for him to escape the pursuit of a 4th Heavenly Layer Saint. Sky Thunder City. Huh? Lin Xian's eyes flickered. If he were to go to the 2nd astral realm in the future, he would have to be careful of this saint city. At the same time, he was curious. Fu Hongye and Wushuang City seemed to be in existence that wasn't weaker than Sky Thunder City. He wondered why the holy cities had sent people here. It seemed like something big was about to happen. Mu Bai and Ming Ming had already met up with Lin Xian. The 3 of them were resting in a hidden mountain range. As for what was going on, Mu Bai shook his head. He wasn't sure. He said, Hall Master Lin, after this matter is over, you should head to the 2nd astral realm. The 2nd astral realm? Lin Xian's eyes flickered. It made sense. He had met many people in the 1st astral realm. The strongest enemy was his old enemy, the Great Devil. It was a battle of life and death. Other than that, there was also Yin Nantian, who was also a strong opponent. If he hadn't broken through to the Saint Realm, it would be hard to say who would win. Now, he was very strong. He had many secret arts and saint weapons. In the 1st astral realm, there were no geniuses who could be compared to him on the ancient path of stars. Now, those who were fighting with him were all experts of the older generation. There were even 4th Heavenly Layer Saints. Therefore, it was time for him to head to the 2nd astral realm. In the 2nd astral realm, Lei Qianzhong had reached the 3rd Heavenly Layer Saint before he was 1,000 years old. He could imagine that there were even more saints and geniuses in that world. That was the place he wanted to go. It was also the ancient path of stars that he had to walk to become a great sovereign. While he was thinking about it, He Shan sent a voice transmission. Run. Someone is catching up. Someone? Lin Xian was stunned. He Shan would only warn him if it was an ordinary enemy, but He Shan's tone was so anxious right now. One could only imagine how terrifying this person was. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't dare to be careless. He kept forming seals with his palms, forming a 5 elements formation and pressing it on the ground. The 5 elements formation contained his aura. Furthermore, there was a 5 elements mirror within the formation. After he finished setting up the formation, he waved his hand and brought Mu Bai Ming with him. He used the void escape technique and disappeared into the void. At the same time, they completely concealed their auras. Just as they left, the void shattered, and countless figures descended. Among them, 5 were extremely powerful. It was as though a heavenly god had locked down the void, causing the entire starry sky within 1,000,000 miles to sink into oblivion. The 5 godlike figures swept their gazes across the land, and the laws of heaven and earth danced in the air. They frowned. One of them took action, directly blasting through the great earth, grabbing out the 5 elements formation. It seemed that he had been discovered and escaped. He can't escape from us. From the looks of it, he should have left not long ago. Let's chase after him. The 5 minor saints' figures flickered, and they sped off, followed by the other experts behind them. Heaven and earth were in chaos. In another part of the void, Lin Xian and the others heaved a sigh of relief. Suddenly, Lin Xian's pupils shrank. What happened? Mu Bai and Ming Ming were stunned. My 5 elements formation was broken in an instant. I left a mirror in the formation, so I could see what was happening in that place. What did you see? Mu Bai was puzzled. With Lin Xian's strength, What kind of scene could make him so surprised? I saw 5 minor saints and more than 30 saints. What? 5 minor saints? Ming Ming sucked in a breath of cold air, and Mu Bai's face darkened. Damn it! Which power was it that dared to send so many minor saints? He was too shocked. When a minor saint came, they would run away in fright, let alone 5 minor saints. This was absolutely a one-way kill. Vermilion Bird Palace, 8 Desolate Palace, Dragon Valley, and 9 Swimmers team had joined hands. Lin Xian's voice was filled with boundless killing intent. Damn it! These people still haven't given up? Let's go. Quickly cover up our auras. Lin Xian fled quickly, because he felt that danger was approaching. Sure enough, no matter where they fled to, someone would find them. If it wasn't for Lin Xian's spatial divine ability that allowed him to escape through the void, they would have been surrounded long ago. After a few times, Ming Ming and Mu Bai felt a lingering fear. Lin Xian's face became colder. What's going on? How could they find us every time? Someone should be deducing the heavenly secrets, using your aura to lock on to our location. Deducing the heavenly secrets? Lin Xian frowned. This was really a terrifying method. Is there a way to cut off the heavenly secrets? Lin Xian asked. I have a way. Mu Bai took out a few jade pendants and gave them to Ming Ming and Lin Xian. Then, he put them on himself. These are our jade pendants that can cut off the heavenly secrets. Langyastar was a sect that deduced the heavenly secrets, so they definitely had this kind of reverse deduction method. Sure enough, after the 3 of them put on the jade pendants, the uneasiness in their hearts seemed to disappear. On the other side, the 5 minor saints were moving quickly, but suddenly, one of them stopped, and the others also stopped. What's going on? Why did they stop? The minor saints of Dragon Valley frowned and asked. They were the most anxious. The other party's aura had disappeared. The 8 Desolate Palaces minor saint frowned. He was also a minor saint, and he was the one who deduced Lin Xian's location. But now, he couldn't do it anymore. The heavenly secrets were cut off, and the other party should have a magical treasure on him. Damn it! Could it be that we can escape around him? They gritted their teeth. Saint Longu said to let us try. He has our saint weapon, and we don't believe that he can completely erase the mark on it. Having said that, the 2 minor saints of Dragon Valley formed hand seals to communicate with the dragon spear. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others heaved a sigh of relief. But soon, Lin Xian frowned again. Damn it! The dragon spear has changed. He realized that the saint weapon he got from Dragon Valley was shaking violently, as if it was going to pierce through the void. What's going on? The soul mark has been erased. Saint weapons were different from ordinary weapons. Just erasing the soul mark was not enough. Some saint weapons had their own soul and life. Some had been refined by saints for hundreds or even thousands of years and had already merged with their blood. It's not that easy to get rid of it. He Shan transmitted his voice. Chapter 35-37. Lin Xian took out the dragon spear and threw it into the great sage tower. Let the void flame refine it. The moment the dragon spear entered the great sage tower, it was engulfed in flames. Then, a bloody mist filled the air and a painful dragon roar could be heard. Lin Xian snorted. He closed the great sage tower and cast a few seals. That should be enough. As expected, the 2 minor saints of the Dragon Valley cursed. They could no longer feel the connection of the saint weapons. This made them extremely depressed. The 5 minor saints looked gloomy. However, they did not give up. Instead, they prepared to split up and conduct a thorough search. Each minor saint led a team and set off quickly. The 5 minor saints were connected to each other and could teleport at any time. This way, they could cover a wide area. Lin Xian was temporarily out of danger. Mu Bai said, Master Lin, why don't we return to the Langyastar? Yes, it's too dangerous outside. Moreover, it seems like there's a big movement in the second star realm. It's better to go back. Lin Xian nodded. He felt that it was about time to go back. However, he said, I can go back, but not now. Let's wait a little longer. Those people still dare to kill me. I won't let them go. Master Lin, don't be impulsive. Those are 5 minor saints. Although you have a strange flame, they must have a way to deal with you since they dare to come after you. Don't worry, I won't clash with them. I can't kill the 5 minor saints, but what about the other saints? It's not their first time coming after me. I'll let them know the price of killing me. Following that, Lin Xian revealed his plan to the others. The two of them gasped. Lin Xian's plan was simple. They would split into 2 teams. Ming Ming and Mu Bai would be in one team. They would head to the nest of these people. In other words, they would launch a sneak attack at the base of the Alchemy Valley. Of course, it was impossible for them to launch a sneak attack with their strength. They couldn't defeat so many saints. Lin Xian did not plan to let them fight. Instead, he planned to let them use the Void Flame to launch a sneak attack. As for him, he stayed here to deal with the hunting team. The Starry Sky Flame was extremely terrifying. Unless it was a sacred artifact, it would be impossible to withstand it. Lin Xian currently had 3 saint artifacts: the Great Sage Pagoda, the Great Destruction Spear, and this Dragon Spear. Among them, the Spear of Great Destruction and the Dragon Spear were both offensive weapons that could not withstand flames. He couldn't give the Great Sage Pagoda to the 2 of them, so he decided to use the 3 half-step sage artifacts. Then, he used his own dragon-shaped sword chi to seal it so that it could contain the void fire. He tested it out and found that these 3 half-saint tools could be stored temporarily. In other words, they could only be used once. A ray of light that looked like a shooting star streaked across the sky, cutting the void a million miles away. "It's coming for us," the small saints exclaimed. The 8 Wind Palace's small saint also snorted coldly. "Stupid." He raised his hand and threw a palm forward. With a boom, the palm collided with the sword chi, shattering Sword 7. Not only that, the sacred tool that was attached to the sword chi was also shattered. The void fire inside instantly flew out. With a boom, it spread in all directions. The palm of light was immediately pierced through, and the small saints below also cried out in pain. They were touched by the void fire, and their bodies were instantly pierced through. The flames instantly ignited on their bodies. "Not good, it's the void fire. Damn it, it's that kid." For a moment, screams and wails could be heard everywhere. The 8 Wind Palace's small saint was also hit by the flame. He shouted coldly, and the laws on his body formed a terrifying torrent to resist the flame. "It's so scary. I can't extinguish the flame in a short time." The small saint was shocked. His strength was so terrifying that he could kill a small saint in the blink of an eye. But now, he couldn't extinguish the flame easily. One could imagine how powerful the void fire was. But in the end, he still managed to extinguish it, because there weren't many void fire. Although he was able to withstand it, the sages behind him were unable to do so. 4 of the small saints were instantly burned to death, and 3 of them were injured. The other 2 were also affected, and they looked extremely miserable. The scene was very tragic. One could say that the casualties were heavy. Chapter 35-38. In an instant, so many of them were killed. It could be said that the casualties were heavy. The minor saint of the 8 Wind Palace was instantly enraged. Damn it! Cold light burst out from his eyes. Terrifying energy bombarded the space of millions of miles. However, Lin Xian had already left, and he could no longer lock onto his position. This made him furious. Not long after, the other 4 minor saints arrived with their men. However, when they saw the scene, their faces became extremely ugly. "Damn it, that kid has a terrifying flame in his hand. He's tricking us. We must be careful. I guess he won't be too far away from us. Let's do it quickly." These people set off again, but what followed was a series of miserable screams. Every time they caught Lin Xian's trace, they would find a formation. Sometimes the formation would crack, and sometimes it would burst into flames. Sometimes terrifying arrows would fly from afar, carrying the terrifying sky fire, and explode, making them extremely miserable. Except for the 5 minor saints, the others were more or less injured. Once they launched their defense, took out their saint weapons, and even took out their clear water bottle, Lin Xian seemed to have disappeared mysteriously. This made them gnash their teeth in anger. They couldn't always be in a defensive state. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to find him at all. Besides, it would be too embarrassing if word got out. With so many minor saints and more than 30 minor saints, they were fooled by a first heaven cultivator. However, once they pursued, they would be threatened by the sky fire. The number of minor saints in their hands was decreasing. Many of them were directly burned to ashes. It could be said that it was extremely miserable. On the other side, the two minor saints, Ming Ming and Mu Bai, quickly returned to the Alchemy Valley. They found the base camp of these people and threw 3 forbidden weapons over without saying a word. After the forbidden weapons cracked, they turned into monstrous flames, making those people scream. Who dares to sneak attack us? Tear him into pieces. No, damn it. Retreat quickly. This is the sky fire. What? Sky fire? Could it be that the guy is back? Damn it. Didn't the 5 minor saints join forces to hunt him down? How could he come back? For a moment, the base camp was filled with screams, madness, and angry roars. But Meng Huan and Mu Bai had already left. The fire came very suddenly, and they were not prepared at all. Moreover, the fire was very fierce, so the losses were even more severe. The entire Alchemy Valley was in an uproar for a while. No one had expected that the Jiuyo clan, an alliance of so many powerful sects, would still end up like this. On the other side, the 5 little saints and the remaining 10 saints had chased after him for 3 days and 3 nights, but to no avail. They could only return. There was nothing they could do about it. More than 20 sages had already fallen. If this continued, the remaining sages would probably fall as well. In the end, only the 5 commanders were left. This made their hearts bleed. They could only return and make further plans. However, when they returned to their base camp, they were even more shocked. They could not believe it at all. The originally luxurious and majestic base camp was now in ruins. It was basically completely destroyed. Countless cries of agony could be heard in the surroundings. Every single one of them was covered in wounds and charred black. There was even the smell of barbecued meat. What's going on? What's happening? These people roared crazily. Elder, this is bad. That kid sneaked up on us. He attacked us with the astral fire. Many of us did not manage to escape at all and were burned to ashes. Those people were almost crying as they spoke. That was indeed the case. Nearly half of them had been burned to ashes, and the remaining people were more or less injured. What? That kid sneaked up on you? How is this possible? Saint Wu Zun was also stunned. Haven't we been chasing that kid all this time? Hasn't that kid been dealing with us all this time? How could he still come over and attack our base camp? Damn it. Did that kid use a clone? They did not know about this, but they were so angry that they were about to vomit blood. This battle was a complete defeat. Their base camp was attacked, and half of their experts were killed. The team they brought out had 5 little saints who were still intact, but they lost more than 20 saints. In addition, the remaining 10 saints were also injured. It could be said that they had suffered a crushing defeat. When the others heard the news, there was an uproar. The news quickly spread throughout Alchemy Valley and even to Alchemy Planet. The whole world was in an uproar. They were stunned. Who exactly was that person? How could he play around with so many big families and sects? Damn it, this is too damn it. The little saint of the Netherbird clan roared crazily. This was their territory, and now they were being ruthlessly slapped in the face. Moreover, their foundation was about to be destroyed. This was unbearable. Therefore, he quickly led his people to chase after the kid. The whole world was mobilized by the Netherbird clan. There was no other way. The Netherbird clan was also an overlord in this world. For a moment, Alchemy World was sealed. On the other side, Meng Mu Bai returned with a big smile and met up with Lin Xian. The 3 of them immediately laughed when they talked about the situation. However, when they were about to leave Star World, they were stopped by someone. Both sides fought a great battle. When the experts of the Netherbird clan arrived, Lin Xian was instantly enraged. Although the living fossil of the Netherbird clan helped him evolve the Black Earth, he also gave them 100 years of lifespan. It was a fair trade. Other than that, there was no other contact. However, The Netherbird clan had participated in the hunt for him. It could be said that they had already offended him. However, he did not specifically target the Netherbird clan. But now, the Netherbird clan dared to stop him. This completely enraged Lin Xian and challenged Lin Xian's bottom line. Thinking of this, Lin Xian did not hold back anymore. A great battle broke out. It was very terrifying. In the end, Lin Xian activated his divine body and even used the Great Destruction Spear. He killed in all directions, causing the Netherbird clan to be terrified. Only then did he leave this world. The Netherbird clan suffered heavy losses. The news was also sent back. When the people of Vermilion Bird Palace and Dragon Valley learned about the situation, their faces turned ugly. Damn it, it's that kid. He actually came here. Go and kill him. They were all crazy. They always thought that Lin Xian was in Langistar and did not come out. They did not expect him to not only come out, but also kill so many of their people. They could not bear it. In an instant, the army madly chased towards Langistar. At the same time, they contacted the experts around Langistar and prepared to intercept. It could be said that there was a tiger in front and a wolf behind. Lin Xian and the others were once again in danger. Langistar was not to be trifled with. Mubai had already contacted them when they were near. They directly teleported to Langistar. Lin Xian's return allowed Langistar to heave a sigh of relief. Such an important sky pride could not be allowed to die. At the same time, the people of Vermilion Bird Palace and 8 Wind Palace from Alchemy Star arrived. They met up with the surrounding army and decided to attack immediately. This time, they must take down Langistar and capture the other party. Chapter 35-39. They wanted to attack quickly, but their backyard was on fire. News began to spread from their world. They had sent a large number of experts to besiege the Langistar, but their base had been ambushed. They had suffered heavy losses. Damn it! These people gritted their teeth, especially the Vermilion Bird Palace. They heard that many of their palaces and territories had been destroyed. They were so angry that they wanted to vomit blood. Who was the one who did it? These saints roared madly. Those who came to report quickly knelt in the void and said. Some of them were from opposing forces, and some were experts from the Langistar. Did a Langius saint come to ambush them? Langistar. These people looked at the star in front of them and gritted their teeth. Elder, what should we do? Those people asked. For a moment, these saints were all thinking. How about this? Let's send a group of people back to solve our problem. After that, we'll turn our spearhead and attack the Langistar. Yes, that's right. We must attack the Langistar. Their sneak attack on our base is to lure us away from our base, but we won't let their scheme succeed. The people of the 8 Desolate Palace and Dragon Valley gritted their teeth. They sent a group of people back to quell the chaos, while the rest stayed behind to guard the place. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others finally heaved a sigh of relief when they returned to the Langistar. This time, it was really dangerous. Meng Meng and Mu Bai still had lingering fear in their hearts. After all, they were chased by 5 minor saints. This was probably the only time they would experience it in their lives. Lin Xian returned to the 8th palace to rest. Many people came out from the 8th palace. Among them, the Northern Demon, his sister, and the Crimson Dragon came out. The Crimson Dragon and the Northern Demon had broken through to the Saint Realm. The two of them were very happy. Kid, you're finally back. Come, let's fight for 300 rounds. I'm also a saint now. This is great. Lin Xian was also very excited about the two's breakthrough. These two were his important companions. Therefore, he was naturally happy to see their strength increase. Buzz. In the sky, dark clouds rolled, and a few figures appeared. One of them suddenly shouted, Sinner Lin Xian, kneel down and accept your punishment. This voice stunned the people of the 8th palace. Meng Meng and Mu Bai were also stunned. Lin Xian raised his head and looked at the other party. He realized that these people were from the 3rd hall. These people were really like ghosts that wouldn't leave. He had a conflict with the people from the 3rd hall before. He didn't expect that these people would still dare to come. Immediately, he laughed coldly. Oh, what did I do wrong? Kid, don't try to quibble. Do you dare to say that the terrifying army of saints outside has nothing to do with you? These people were all lured here by you. You've consigned my Langia star to eternal damnation. Of your crime, of your crime, of your crime. That's right. Why don't I bring you to the Langia star? Are you saying you're not guilty? If you still have a conscience, you'd better leave obediently and follow those people. Don't implicate our Langia star. Yes, that's right. Or you can hand over the great emperor's inheritance and let our brother Langia cultivate it. Only then will he be able to resist the enemy. Another voice was heard. Damn it. These guys are too despicable. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. The Northern Demon's face was also cold. Lin Xian laughed. The great emperor's inheritance. Looks like you guys still want the great emperor's inheritance. Are you guys going to attack me? We don't want the great emperor's inheritance. We just want the great emperor's inheritance to be used to its fullest potential. That thing might not be useful in your hands. Why don't you take it out and let the whole Langia faction study it? That's right. That's the great emperor's inheritance. Why do you want it for yourself? The eyes of the people of the third palace turned red. Then what right do you have to look at it? What does the great emperor's inheritance have to do with you? Also, who told you that I have the great emperor's inheritance? We'll know if you have it or not after we search for it. Many people pressed forward like a black cloud. Do you dare to attack us? Meng Meng shouted. She had already regarded herself as a member of the 8th Palace. The Northern Demon and the Crimson Dragon also stood out. Mu Bai's face darkened. The 3rd Palace still hasn't given up? It's fine if you don't want to hand over the great emperor's inheritance. Then let this kid go out by himself and draw a line between him and the Langia star. We won't bear any consequences for him. Those people roared. Lin Xian laughed coldly. So the 3rd Palace was so cowardly and afraid of death? Kid, what did you say? The people of the 3rd Palace were instantly enraged. Lin Xian laughed coldly. I said that you guys are cowards. Am I wrong? The Langia Palace Master hasn't said anything about this, and the 3rd Palace jumped out. You dare to say that you're not cowardly? That's right. 3rd Palace, don't go overboard. Mu Bai walked out. Since Lin Xian has decided to join the Langia star, we have to stick together. We can't give up on him at this time. Mu Bai, are you out of your mind? Although this kid is very talented and his future is limitless. That's if he can survive. Now that there's such a huge army, the Vermilion Bird Palace, 8 Wind Palace, and other forces have joined forces, can we stop them? We can stop 1 or 2 of them, but how are we going to fight the 6 major sects together? You don't have to worry about this. We've already sent people to attack their base. We should be able to get back the news soon. Mu Bai said. However, the 3rd Palace is still unwilling to give up. So what? We'll just disturb them for a while. They'll still attack us later. Who can stop them at that time? Saint Mu Bai was speechless for a moment. Because he didn't have full confidence that he could stop the attacks of so many sections. I can stop them. At this moment, Lin Xian opened his mouth. His voice was firm and firm. What? When these words came out, Meng Meng and the others were stunned. To be honest, they didn't expect Lin Xian to speak at this moment. In the sky, the people of the 3rd Palace laughed. You can stop them? Kid, what nonsense are you talking about? Who do you think you are? Do you really think you're a great emperor? No matter how talented you are, that's only among the younger generation. Moreover, you're fighting alone. Do you know what's going on outside? Do you know how many sages there are? There are even many small saints. Can you stop them? What a joke. The people of the 3rd Palace sneered. They didn't believe it at all. Lin Xian looked solemn. If I say I can stop them, then I can stop them. This matter is indeed caused by me. I'll naturally take responsibility. Do you think I'm afraid of death like the people of the 3rd Palace? Good kid, you're really sharp-tongued. Let's see how you're going to stop them. The people of the 3rd Palace sneered. They waved their sleeves and left. Chapter 3540. Hallmaster Lin, don't worry. We'll talk to the Palace Master about this. When the time comes, the Langia star will defend together. Lin Xian, the palace head, then said, Don't worry. I've already said that since this matter started because of me, I will take responsibility. When the time comes, you just need to help from the side. What? Ming Ming and Mu Bai were stunned. They thought that Lin Xian said that just to anger the third hall. But now, it seemed that he really wanted to take action. If it was before, they wouldn't believe it. But this time, they followed Lin Xian and experienced so many things. They even saw 5 minor saints and a group of saints being played around by him. They knew that Lin Xian might really have such ability. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll talk to the palace master first. Mu Bai left and Ming Ming continued to stay in the 8th hall. Kid, you said you have a way. What is it? The Crimson Dragon asked after they returned. Of course, it's to set up a formation and add the flame in my hand. Formation and flame? Kid, you're not bragging, are you? You can't beat me in terms of formation. I can't even think of a formation to fight against those people. Also, what's the flame you're talking about? 9 Suns Divine Flame? But you're fiery, I can't fight against so many saints. Ruffian Dragon, a scholar who has been away for 3 days, must be looked at with new eyes. I am no longer the same person as before. Lin Xian smiled. He waved his hand, took out the hall, and released a trace of flame. The Crimson Dragon was shocked and quickly retreated. Oh my God, what kind of flame is this? He felt a huge threat. Although he had just broken through, he was already a first-layer saint. With the Dragon Clan's ability and the power of his bloodline, he could fight against those who were stronger than him. But in the face of this flame, he couldn't resist at all. Do you believe me now? This is called the Universe Starry Sky Flame. I got it in another world. Even minor saints don't dare to fight against this flame. If there are enough of it, it won't be a problem to burn a minor saint to death. I have a lot of such flames now. Wow, it's so fierce. The Crimson Dragon swallowed its saliva. He asked, what about the array formation? What kind of array formation do you plan to use? Could it be that you've also found an ancient array formation outside? The Dark Rainbow Divine Dragon was very confused. As an expert in array formations, most of Lin Xian's array formations had been taught by him. Could it be that after not seeing him for a few days, this kid's attainments in array formations had already surpassed his? As for the formation, I'll have to ask him. Black Mountain, was what you said just now true? Who was Black Mountain? What the hell? The Crimson Dragon was stunned and frowned. In the next moment, he saw a wisp of black smoke fly out from the pendant on Lin Xian's neck and transform into a hazy figure. He was extremely shocked. There was something here. What terrifying demonic energy. When he felt the aura of the other party, he was greatly surprised. Heishan said, of course, you still don't believe me? As he spoke, he looked at the Crimson Dragon. What a terrifying bloodline of the way of the dragon. He was also extremely surprised by the aura and bloodline of the Crimson Dragon. The Crimson Dragon jumped over and pointed at the black figure. Kid, what is this? Lin Xian briefly explained his previous experience. The Crimson Dragon was extremely shocked. You're saying that he's the remnant soul of a supreme sage? Immediately, he sucked in a cold breath. He knew that supreme sages were extremely powerful. They were only one step away from becoming great emperors. They were existences at the peak of the sage realm. Although such a remnant soul might not be able to exert much of its strength, the experience and the array formation in his hands were definitely beyond imagination. No wonder Lin Xian was so confident. It turned out that he had such a remnant soul in his hands. The Crimson Dragon's eyes lit up. In that case, the array formation in his hands was extremely exquisite. Ha 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 ha, Ben Huang is rich. He was very excited. Black Mountain said, Little Red, I didn't promise to teach you array formations. You're Little Red. Your whole family is Little Red. The Crimson Dragon was so angry that his face turned red. You have to call me the Great Dragon God Sage. What the hell is Little Red? All right, you two stop fooling around. Let's settle the array formation first. Also, Black Mountain, don't underestimate this guy. Although Ruzalong is usually unreliable, he's very reliable when it comes to array formations. Lin Xian changed the topic and asked, what array formation are you talking about? Have you heard of the Saint Slaying Array? Black Mountain said mysteriously. Lin Xian was stunned. The Crimson Dragon indeed jumped out. Damn, what kind of array formation do you know? You know? Lin Xian was shocked. The Crimson Dragon said, "How can I not know? It's too famous." This was an array formation from tens of thousands of years ago. It was a famous killing array among the ancient arrays. It was rumored that someone used this array formation to kill many sages. That battle was really earth-shattering. Thousands of worlds were scared silly. The dark red divine dragon told Lin Xian about the legend he knew. Lin Xian sucked in a breath of cold air after hearing it. It turned out that there was a sage in ancient times. For some unknown reason, he had provoked many enemies, and he had obtained the saint-slaying array. He had spent 500 years to set up the holy slaying formation to lure all of his enemies here. Over the years, his enemies had offended many big sections. Therefore, the sages were everywhere. Basically, they could kill him with a casual attack. But in that battle, the 10 great sects came. Countless sages were killed by the saint-slaying array. The 10 great sects declined. One could imagine how terrifying an array formation was to be able to kill the sages of the 10 great sects. Lin Xian gasped after hearing it. However, he frowned. According to the rumors, the other party used 500 years. How can we have so much time? Kid, don't worry. According to the rumors, the 10 great sects came out in full force. That's why they used 500 years to set up the array formation. Now, we're only facing the 6 great sects, and only a part of the 6 great sects. So, the situation is much better than before. With Lil, Red, and me, 2 array formation experts, we can definitely speed up a lot. Besides, don't you still have the Starry Fire? If you integrate the Starry Fire into the Saint-Slaying array, its power will increase a lot. Basically, we can complete a simple Saint-Slaying array in 3 months. Although it can't compare to the 500-year-old one, it should be enough to kill those people. Next, Black Mountain and the Crimson Dragon began to set up the array formation. Lin Xian provided the Starry Fire. As for the various materials needed to set up the array formation, they were provided by the Langya Star. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. The Saint-Slaying array was set up. Outside, those people were moving again. They had calmed the fire in their backyard and were ready to attack the Langya Star. Chapter 35-41. The moment the formation was formed, all the sages on the Langya Star were stunned. They stood up one after another and looked around in bewilderment. What's going on? Why do I feel a terrifying power? Me too. These people were extremely frightened. Could it be that the enemy had attacked? The palace lord was also alarmed, but soon Lin Xian sent them a message. Don't panic. This is the array I set up. What? This is an array. And it was set up by Lin Xian. They were stunned. That's right. This is the array I set up. It will definitely help us withstand this attack. Don't panic. That's great. The people around all breathed a sigh of relief. The palace lord of the Langya Star also smiled. With such an amazing array, they were absolutely safe this time. The people of the third palace were really stunned. How is this possible? How could the enemy have such a terrifying array? To be honest, when Lin Xian said that he would be responsible, the people of the third palace were disdainful. They wanted to see how the other party would embarrass himself. When the other party was helpless, they would stand up and join forces with the other elders to put pressure on the other party. In this way, the other party would definitely die. But now, they found that they were wrong. They had underestimated the other party. The other party had really set up such a terrifying array, and it was in 3 months' time. It was simply unbelievable. Not good, they're attacking. Someone sent the message and the Langya Star Palace was immediately on guard. The palace lord of the Langya Palace said, "Everyone, listen up, follow me to resist the enemy." At this moment, the entire 12 palaces of the Langya Star moved. They gathered their forces and prepared to fight together. Lin Xian also led the people of the 8th palace and rose into the sky, standing above the clouds. At the same time, on the ground below, where the 12 palaces were located, there were arrays flashing. Of course, there was one place except for the 3rd palace. There was also an array there, but it was an array native to the Langya Star. There was no trace of the Zhusheng array, because Lin Xian did not set it up there at all. The people of the third palace naturally also found this palace. They were a little flustered. The leader of the third hall stood up and shouted coldly, "What are you panicking for? Could it be that your formation is better than ours? Don't forget, our third point has a long history and our powers are ranked among the top 3 among the 12 palaces. Our array formations, how could that kid compare to it?" Hearing the hall master's words, the people on the third point heaved a sigh of relief. In the next moment, they didn't have time to think about anything else because the enemy had arrived. In the sky, the dense and terrifying power of heaven and earth surged, and a terrifying desolation aura filled the air. Countless saints from the Vermilion Bird Palace, 8 Desolation Palace, and the rest of the 6 major sects had arrived. This time, they were all led by a small saint. That aura was truly earth-shattering. In the sky, countless large cracks spread out. On the Langiastar, formations were activated. One after another, formations flickered to resist the saint aura. However, it was useless. Soon, those formations were torn apart, and the 6 major sects descended on the Langiastar. People of the Langiastar, listen up. Hand over Lin Xian, and I'll spare your lives. His loud and clear voice reverberated throughout the world. Everyone's scalp went numb when they heard it. "Humph, you're really haunting me. How dare you come here to capture me? Today, none of you will be able to leave." Lin Xian stood above the clouds, looking up at the starry sky. His voice was filled with biting cold killing intent. "Kid, you're really here." Countless gazes were fixed on Lin Xian. Of course, there were also some who looked in another direction. The person standing there was the Langya Palace Lord. The Langya Palace Lord said loudly, "Lin Xian's intentions were the intentions of the Langiastar. Fellow Taoists, if you're here to ask for him, then go back. If you want to use force, then the Langiastar has never been afraid of anyone. Stubbornly stubborn, the end of the Langiastar has arrived. Today, we'll make the Langiastar submit completely." The Vermilion Bird Palace Lord said coldly. The 8 Desolation Palace Lord also shouted coldly, "Everyone listen up. Capture Lin Xian. Anyone who dares to stop them will be killed without mercy." Their voices were like thunder. Those people in the sky were about to take action. The Langya Palace Lord also shouted coldly. The Langiastar and the 12 palaces all took action at this moment. Countless arrays intertwined. Between heaven and earth, terrifying energy roared. A great battle broke out. The 6 great sects led by the Vermilion Bird Palace were very powerful. When they joined forces, the arrays of the Langiastar were no match for them. Therefore, the people of the Langiastar were forced to retreat. Their faces were extremely ugly. "Humph, stupid idiot. Do you think that the Langiastar can fight against the alliance of the 6 great sects? You're really courting death." The people of the 6 great sects sneered. The feeling of breaking through bamboo was really too good. Next, they would capture Lin Xian and obtain the great emperor's inheritance. Moreover, Lin Xian had the great dragon sword spirit and the 9 young divine body. All of these secrets would belong to the 6 great sections. Boom! Just when they thought that they could break through the blockade of the Langiastar and capture Lin Xian, the entire Langiastar suddenly trembled. Then, countless arrays lit up again. This array was based on the 12 palaces and covered the entire world, completely enveloping everyone. What's going on? There was an array, and it didn't look ordinary. The people of the Vermilion Bird Palace and the 8 Wind Palace were stunned at first, then they sneered. So what? No matter how strong the array was, it couldn't stop them. Kill. They quickly rushed over. In the 8th Palace, Lin Xian's expression was cold. "Hey Shan, you can take action." As soon as he finished speaking, Hey Shan took action. The Crimson Dragon was also at the side, controlling the array. Suddenly, the Vermilion Saint array was activated. The terrifying thing was that the murderous aura combined with the power of heaven and earth roared together. In an instant, the saints who rushed over were hit. Their bodies were split open and their screams resounded through heaven and earth. Damn it, this array is too powerful. The people of the Vermilion Bird Palace and the 8 Wind Palace were stunned. They didn't expect the other party's array to be so powerful. Let's join forces and go to hell together. Orders were given one after another. Suddenly, countless saints joined forces. Their saint domains were connected as the terrifying laws of heaven and earth danced in the air. Together, they resisted the terrifying killing array. Boom, boom, boom. But they still couldn't resist. This was the saint-slaying array, an extremely terrifying killing array in the ancient era. How could these people resist the power that was erupting at this moment? Sure enough, it didn't take long for their joint forces to be broken through again. Another sage had fallen. Damn it, the array was too strong. Looking at the bodies that were split open and pierced, the crowd screamed again. Saint artifacts, quickly use the saint artifacts. Boom, boom. Between heaven and earth, a terrifying light shone, illuminating the surroundings. Chapter 35:42. In the sky, the laws danced and energy surged. It was a scene of apocalypse. Kill. The battle was unusually intense. Some minor saints had arrived and stared at Lin Xian. Kid, you're going to die today. What a big mouth. You 5 minor saints didn't even manage to kill me. How do you talk so big now? Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue? 5 minor saints had arrived. Hearing this, the minor saints of Vermilion Bird Palace and 8 Wind Palace changed their faces instantly. Damn it, it's really you. They gritted their teeth in anger. Previously, when they were refining gold, 5 minor saints led more than 30 saints to chase after the other party. However, they didn't even see the other party's figure, and more than 20 saints were killed by the other party. They were in such a sorry state that they were ridiculed by the world. Now that the other party mentioned this matter, it really drove them crazy. Damn it! The minor saint roared and shot out a terrifying ray of light. The terrifying saint aura spread out between heaven and earth. Buzz. Lin Xian dodged. The saint-slaying formation rushed out. The sky was filled with starry fire, forming a huge fireball that rushed forward. In an instant, a huge battle broke out. Kill him. We must capture this kid. The other saints also rushed over, gritting their teeth. They had suffered too many losses in the other party's hands. Lin Xian sneered. A bunch of shameless old farts. If you have the ability, fight one-on-one with me. I'll slap you to death. He stood in the formation without fear. On the other hand, the other party was shouting in anger. A young junior actually dared to challenge them one-on-one. They were really pissed off. Some of them couldn't help but want to go up, but they were stopped by the elders. Don't be impulsive. Don't fall into his trap. We have such a huge advantage now. How can we fight him one-on-one? Yes, don't let this kid provoke us. We must destroy them. Kid, you don't need to provoke us. You'll cry later. These people sneered and attacked crazily. Lin Xian snorted. So what if you have more people? Today, I'll let you know what despair is. At this point, he ordered Black Mountain to attack again, and the array formation continued to rumble. The attacks of those minor saints were all blocked by the void flame. Lin Xian stood inside the flame and watched this scene. He sneered. Are minor saints that powerful? If you have the ability, come and kill me. Damn it. Those little saints were furious. They were so strong, but they couldn't kill the other party. These flames were too terrifying. It was at this moment that one of the laughing saints roared furiously. These people split into several groups and charged towards the 12 palaces. At that moment, the 12 palaces were all under fierce attacks. The people from the 12 palaces of Langistar were also fighting back in a frenzy. The battle was extremely tragic. There was one place that was exceptionally tragic, and that was the third palace. The people of the third palace were originally full of confidence. They believed that they had a long history and were powerful, so they did not care. But when they really started fighting, they realized that they were wrong. This time, the 6 great sects had sent too many experts. Under their joint attacks, their formation kept shaking. It couldn't withstand the attacks at all. Cracks had appeared in many places, and they would soon be damaged. And the people of the third palace were falling one after another. There was a loud boom. The formation cracked and countless people charged in. Not good. We can't hold on. Palace Master, what should we do? The people of the third palace retreated frantically and screamed. Block it. Damn it. Block it for me. Activate the formation. The elders of the third palace roared crazily. The palace master also roared nonstop and began to control the formation. But it was impossible. Their formation couldn't withstand the attacks of so many saints. There were even sacred weapons that were rumbling between heaven and earth. How could it be possible? The formation was broken in an instant. The people of the third palace went crazy. They saw that the other palaces were not broken and could withstand it. They thought that they could do it too. But they didn't know that it was the power of the saint-slaying formation. It was not something that their formation could compare to. Damn it, we were tricked. That kid's formation is amazing. It's beyond our formation. At this moment, they finally understood. They were all furious. This kid is obviously tricking us. He didn't even set up a formation for us. Yes, that's right. It's too abominable. These people cursed. They were so angry that they were about to vomit blood. This scene was ironic because the people of the third palace had mocked Lin Xian. They thought that it was impossible for Lin Xian to set up such a formation. Now that they were attacked, they started to blame Lin Xian. How despicable. But it was useless to complain now. The battle was too intense. No one gave them time to complain. The people of the third palace screamed, "Stop! You can't attack us. We are the third palace. There is no Lin Xian here. If you want to kill Lin Xian, go to the eighth palace. That's his territory." What third palace or eighth palace? All of you from the Langia star deserve to die. The people of the 6 major sects were in a killing frenzy. They didn't care about the internal conflicts. As long as it was someone from this world, they would kill them. It's over. The people of the third palace were in despair. What else could they say? This was a world-level war. They were here to destroy this world. Now, they were asking them to stop. What kind of joke was this? Were they out of their minds? Holy Slaying Array, rise. Black Mountain controlled the array. The Holy Slaying Array kept shining. Countless laws danced on the ground, and heaven and earth rumbled. They formed huge swords one after another. There were a total of 11 swords with the 11 palaces as the foundation. Apart from the third palace, the other 11 palaces were all enveloped by a huge sword. The power of the huge sword was too terrifying. In addition, it was surrounded by the starry sky flames, increasing its power even more. Kill. With a furious roar, the 11 huge swords began to descend. Boom. The experts and saints of the 6 major sects were shrouded by the sword chi and were torn apart. Some were even pierced through. Ah! What kind of array is this? Run! With one strike, the people of the 6 major sects were defeated. They couldn't block such sword chi at all. This was a sword chi that could kill a saint. The 11 sword chi moved between heaven and earth. The experts of the 6 major sects fell like meteorites. At this moment, there were wails and howls. At this moment, everyone was stunned. Whether it was the people of the 6 major sects or the people of the Langia star. How could there be such a terrifying array in this world? Also, the flames were too terrifying. The saints were immediately ignited when they touched them. There was no way to extinguish them. That sword aura was also incomparably powerful. It was capable of cleaving a sage in half with a single sword strike. After the people of the Langia star recovered from their shock, they were ecstatic. Great, this was the array formation set up by Lin Xian. They definitely had hope this time. The Langia Palace's palace master and elders all smiled. It seemed that supporting Lin Xian was the right choice. Chapter 35-43. The people of the 6 major sects went crazy. The power of the formation was even more terrifying than before. They couldn't believe it. Run. Leave this place as soon as possible. We were too careless. We didn't expect them to have such a trump card. For a moment, everyone retreated. Ha ha ha. Don't you think it's too late to leave now? Lin Xian laughed. Today, this place will be your graveyard. Damn it. We can't escape. This space is sealed. We can't open it. There are terrifying sword chi everywhere. Screams rang out one after another. The people of the 6 major sects found that they were really trapped in this world. They couldn't open it at all. Let me do it. A minor saint roared and waved his long fist. It was like 100,000 meteors rumbling between heaven and earth. The sky and the earth cracked, but they couldn't break it at all. Instead, they attracted a sword chi. With a boom, he was hit by the sword chi. 2 more sword chi slashed at him. Get lost. The minor saint fought with the sword chi. Boom. In the end, 2 more sword chi came and sent the minor saint flying. The minor saint's body was split in half. Everyone's scalp went numb. Even a minor saint couldn't defeat the sword chi? What should they do? For a moment, everyone was incomparably terrified. Use the sacred weapon. Another minor saint with Saint Chi blotted out the sky and earth. It was a sacred sword that emitted incomparable light. Its power was not weaker than the divine sword of piercing sky. Therefore, when the two collided, the divine sword of piercing sky kept trembling. The others regained their confidence. Great. A minor saint with a sacred weapon should be able to resist the sword chi. But soon, they found that the minor saint was also screaming because the monstrous starry flame had surrounded him. The minor saint was powerful and had a sacred weapon. But this time, there were too many flames. Except for the flames needed to refine the black earth, Lin Xian basically didn't hold back the rest. He used all of them this time, because he knew that this battle was related to his life and the life and death of Langistar. He didn't dare to be careless. The minor saint was extremely miserable under the starry flame that blotted out the sky. The people of the 6 major sects swallowed their saliva. It was over. The minor saint couldn't resist it. They were really desperate. Could it be that they were wrong? They shouldn't have come to kill him. At this moment, they were filled with regret. Run! Break out of the encirclement! A minor saint roared crazily. There were minor saints in each of the 6 major sections. Now that 2 of them were injured, the rest didn't dare to fight head-on. They could only dodge with all their might. Their eyes were all red, because once this peerless array formation was activated, saints would fall at every moment. That place didn't have a peerless array formation, nor did it have flames. Suddenly, they exclaimed. They discovered that there was a place on the Langistar that did not have such a terrifying formation. This made them wild with joy. Perhaps this place was their chance to escape. All of a sudden, the people from the 6 great sects rushed in that direction. The place that was not covered by the holy slaying array was naturally the 3rd hall. The people from the 3rd hall were also stunned by the terrifying scene. They hadn't expected Lin Xian's formation to be so exquisite. Not even a little saint or a saint artifact could withstand it. This made them extremely shocked. But soon, their scalps went numb, and they were so scared that they peed their pants. They saw the people from the 6 great sects rushing towards them in an overwhelming manner. Damn it, what's going on? Why are they coming towards us? Shouldn't they be fighting Lin Xian? Lin Xian's true technique is the most powerful, and our 3rd hall is not covered by that kind of formation. They are trying to break through from here. An elder screamed. The other martial artists from the 3 halls were so scared that their scalps went numb. Break through from here? What a joke. Although the 3rd hall was powerful, it was only relative. They were facing the 6 great sects now. Damn it, hurry up and run. The people from the 3rd hall turned around and fled. But they couldn't escape. They were surrounded by the people from the 6 great sections. When the people from the 6 great sects saw the people from the 3rd hall soaring into the sky, they thought that the other party was going to counterattack. Immediately, laws and divine abilities fell from the sky. Those people didn't even have the chance to speak before they were blasted into a bloody mist. Kill them. We must occupy this place. This is our only chance. The eyes of the people from the 6 great sects turned red. The people from the 3rd hall had gone crazy. They couldn't escape at all. The 3rd hall master could only bite the bullet and say, "Defend." They once again formed a formation and even took out their sacred artifacts to defend. But this time, the other party also had sacred artifacts. The other party had more saints than them, and they were instantly beaten back. The 3rd hall master kept vomiting blood. The bodies of the elders were also broken, and their faces were pale. Stop fighting. We don't fight anymore. The people from the 3rd hall screamed crazily. However, The people from the 6 great sects didn't care at all. This was their only chance. On the other side, Lin Xian heard the voice and immediately snorted coldly. Stop fighting? Third Hall, how dare you? Are you betraying the Langyastar? Are you going to be traitors? His voice was extremely sonorous, and the people from the 3rd Hall knelt on the ground. Damn it! When did they say that they were going to be traitors? Damn brat, how dare you trick us? The 3rd Hall master screamed crazily. Hurry up and help us. Chapter 35-44. The corners of the other palaces' mouths twitched. They knew about the grudge between the 3rd Palace and Lin Xian. The 3rd Palace had suppressed Lin Xian many times in the past and even wanted to snatch Lin Xian's treasures. The 3rd Palace had even wanted to join forces with them to exert pressure. However, they did not agree at that time. Now, it seemed like they had made the right choice. If they had joined forces with the 3rd Palace, they would have ended up in the same miserable state as the 3rd Palace. This time, the 3rd Palace had really made the wrong decision. The other palace masters and elders shook their heads slightly. The 3rd Palace was in a state of wailing and howling. It had turned into hell. The people of the 3rd Palace could not withstand such a huge impact. In an instant, they had lost countless martial artists. The small saint of the 3rd Palace had also come out to fight against the other party. However, he was also severely injured. The 3rd Palace was about to be destroyed. The surviving elders of the 3rd Hall and the Hall Master of the 3rd Hall kept wailing, Hall Master Lin, I was wrong. Palace Master Lin, please be merciful and save us. Hall Master Lin, we won't dare to go against you in the future. They begged for mercy. They finally realized that Lin Xian was the only one who could save them. What? His Palace Master was silent. At this moment, the Palace Master of Langya Palace spoke. Palace Master Lin, the 3rd Palace belongs to the Langyastar after all. Don't worry, Palace Master. My formation is ready to attack. Lin Xian nodded. He naturally knew that the Langyastar would not allow the 3rd Palace to be completely destroyed. Therefore, it was about time for him to take action. At this moment, the 3rd Palace had already learned their lesson. They had basically suffered heavy losses. Even if some of them survived, they were severely injured. After this battle, the 3rd Palace could be said to exist in name only. Boom, boom, boom. A sky-piercing sword chi with starry sky flames soared into the sky again and attacked the 3rd Palace. Damn it! The people of the 6 major sects were also in despair. Their mood was not much better than the 3rd Palace. These people frantically tried to resist. However, the formation had already been completely activated. Its power was unparalleled and could not be stopped at all. The people of the 6 major sects were dying one after another. This battle was world-shaking. The formation lasted for 10 days and 10 nights. The entire world was in a state of rumbling. In the end, when the formation disappeared, the people from the 6 great sects were almost all dead. Another wave of sword chi swept out, and everyone was annihilated. As for the 3rd Palace, it was in tatters, beaten beyond recognition. There were only a few people left in the 3rd Hall. Not even 1% of the original number was left. On the other hand, the other 11 palaces were basically unscathed, and this scene made many people rejoice. At the same time, they were even more shocked. If the people of the 3rd Hall hadn't offended Lin Xian, then that place would also have been set up with a peerless array formation. In that case, the Langyastar would basically not suffer any losses and would be able to completely eliminate the experts of the 6 great sections. Thinking of this, they sucked in a cold breath. What kind of formation was this? The eyes of a few grand elders flickered. They were very similar to the legendary Zhu Shengzhen. Even if it wasn't, it would be an array formation of a similar level. Zhu Shengzhen. Everyone sucked in a cold breath. Lin Xian actually had such a level of formation in his hands. No wonder he was so confident. They naturally knew about the legend of Zhu Shengzhen. It was an array formation that resounded throughout the starry sky. The young disciples of the Langyastar were first stunned for a long time. Then they burst into cheers like a tsunami. We won. We actually won. This was really unbelievable. Previously, the atmosphere of the Langia star was extremely solemn. Everyone thought that they would definitely die, so they were prepared to fight with their backs against the wall. But they didn't expect that Lin Xian's array formation would actually reverse the situation of the battle. Moreover, it was a shocking reversal. They looked at Lin Xian and kept shouting, "Lin Xian Wudi! Lin Xian Wudi! Thank you for taking action, Hall Master Lin." The Hall Masters and Elders were also grateful. Indeed, if it wasn't for Lin Xian, they would have ended up like the Third Hall. The reason why they could survive was entirely because of Lin Xian's array formation. "Everyone, you are too polite. As a member of the Langia Star, I naturally have to face the enemy together," Lin Xian said with a smile. The remaining Hall Masters and Elders of the Third Hall walked over. Their faces were extremely ugly. After this battle, the Third Hall was completely finished. However, they didn't dare to say anything. They still had to thank Lin Xian. If Lin Xian had taken action a little later, they would probably have been killed as well. So they could only thank Hall Master Lin for saving them at the critical moment. The entire Langia Star was cheering. Everyone felt like they had survived a disaster. In fact, they felt that it was unreal. However, the Langia Palace Master, Lin Xian, and the other 12 Hall Masters and Elders weren't too excited. Because they still had things to do, they decided to fight back. This time, the 6 major sects joined forces to besiege the Langia Star, which attracted the attention of the entire universe. If they didn't fight back, wouldn't everyone think that the Langia Star was easy to bully? So they immediately took action. Countless powerful Hall Masters and Elders took out their array formations and sacred artifacts and attacked. Lin Xian also went. They weren't worried at all that someone would sneak attack their nest because the Crimson Dragon was guarding it. With the protection of this array formation, it wouldn't be a problem for the 6 major sects to come. So these people didn't have any worries. The Langia Palace's Palace Master, Lin Xian, led many saints to attack, causing an uproar in the myriad worlds. They all investigated the news and found out that the 6 major sects had joined forces and were actually killed by the Langia Star. When the news came out, the entire universe was in an uproar. How was this possible? They guessed countless results. The worst was that the Langia Star was destroyed and Lin Xian was captured. In the best case, the Langia Star had submitted, but it had been smashed to pieces and never recovered from the setback. However, the current situation was completely different. Only one hall of the Langia Star was attacked. As for the other 11 palaces, they were basically unscathed. This was just too unbelievable. This was simply a miraculous skill. How did they do it? These people went crazy. At the same time, they saw the Langia Star move out in large numbers. Needless to say, they were definitely attacking the 6 major sections. Sure enough, in the following days, news of the war spread. The 6 major sects were attacked by the Langia Star one after another and suffered heavy losses. The 6 major sects tried to counterattack and sneak attack the Langia Star's nest, but they were instantly killed. This scene made everyone go crazy. They knew that the Langia Star had a peerless and terrifying foundation that could protect the entire world from attack. In the end, the 6 major sects asked for peace. They could only compensate countless natural treasures to calm the war. There was no other way. If the war continued, they wouldn't be able to withstand it. The Langia Star's aura was too strong. Moreover, due to the Langia Star's victory, they directly gathered many allies. This way, the 6 major sects wouldn't be able to withstand it at all. After the war, the 6 major sects suffered heavy losses. Without a few hundred years of recuperation, they wouldn't be able to recover their vitality. Therefore, after compensating a large number of natural treasures, the 6 major sects directly sealed the world and entered seclusion. Everyone guessed that the 6 major sects would reappear 500 years later. Previously, when he was training Gold Star, someone from Peerless City had appeared. That person was called Fu Hongya. The moment he appeared, he shocked the 4th Heaven Saint of Heavenly Thunder. This scene was unforgettable. It seemed that Fu Hongya had come to the 1st Star Realm to spread the news. He had almost reached the first star rank. Basically, no one in the younger generation was a match for him. Therefore, he also planned to go to the second astral realm. In addition, now that Wushuang City was recruiting disciples, Wushuang City naturally had to go. The Langya Star was also very clear about this matter. They also hoped that Lin Xian's path would be longer. This way, the Langya Star would have a stronger backing. Therefore, no one stopped him. Instead, they supported him. Even the Langya Palace Master specially selected a batch of treasures and heavenly treasures to give to Lin Xian. It was for him to cultivate on the way. The Crimson Dragon would definitely be with him. The Northern Demon thought about it and also prepared to go. However, he did not plan to bring his sister along, because when they went to the second astral realm, their survival was uncertain. They would definitely encounter more battles and geniuses than now. He might be in danger if he brought his sister along. Therefore, he let his sister cultivate on the Langya Star for the time being. After he made a name for himself in the second astral realm, he would bring his sister over. Next, the three of them left the Langya Star and prepared to go to the second astral realm. The Black Earth was still in the process of evolution, so it couldn't be used. Lin Xian and the others took another spirit ship. The spirit ship sailed through the universe. During this time, many people passed by them. Those people from the spiritual state were very fast, and it seemed that they all had the same goal. In the spirit ship, Lin Xian and the others were holding a lot of information. These were all about how to go to the second astral realm. It turned out that they couldn't reach the second astral realm by themselves, because between the first astral realm and the second astral realm was the disordered star sea. The disordered star sea was rumored to be able to disturb the world of stars. It was very terrifying. Only some powerful saints could still fly in it with the help of sacred artifacts. However, the most dangerous place was a region in the disordered star sea, the fog of death. It was a star region in the disordered star sea. There would be a kind of gray fog there, making people unable to see clearly. This was not the most dangerous thing. The most dangerous thing was that the fog could devour everything. If one was contaminated by the fog of death, their corpses and souls would rot. Even if a small saint barged into the fog of death, they wouldn't be able to escape. This was the most dangerous thing. After receiving this news, Lin Xian and the others gasped. Chapter 3546. In the cold void of the universe, a spirit boat was flying quickly. There was a group of 6 people in the spirit boat. There were 3 women and 3 men. Among them, there were 2 young girls and 1 middle-aged woman. Of the 2 young girls, one was very noble and wore a veil on her face. The one beside her was obviously a little maid. The other 3 people were all guards, including the middle-aged woman. She was also a guard. Their auras were very strong. They were all sages. The strongest one had reached the late 3rd heaven of the sage realm. "Miss, we are really lucky this time. I didn't expect to get that thing so quickly." The green-robed little maid smiled. Although she was just a maid, her cultivation had reached the early 1st heaven of the sage realm. Her elder sister, who was the woman in white, nodded her head as a smile appeared in her eyes. "That's right. This time, we came to the 1st astral realm secretly in order to keep a low profile and obtain that thing as quickly as possible. Now it seems that everything is going smoothly. We just need to return to the 2 astral realms secretly. Don't worry, miss. No one found out about our whereabouts this time." The middle-aged woman smiled. While they were talking, the spirit boat was moving quickly. Their destination was the few worlds at the edge of the scattered star ocean. Blue Moon Star. One of the worlds at the edge of the scattered star ocean could be said to be a dock. It had the fog boat to the second astral realm. At this moment, in a luxurious hall on Blue Moon Star, a young man was sitting there. He swirled the wine glass in his hand and listened to the report of his subordinate who was kneeling in front of him. "That woman, where is she now?" the purple-robed man asked indifferently. Reporting to young master, "That woman is very close to Blue Moon Star. She should be able to reach there in 1 more day." "Very good. Pay attention to her movements at all times. Don't be exposed. We will take action after entering the scattered star ocean. You may leave." The purple-robed young man waved his hand. The warrior who was kneeling on the ground turned into nothingness and disappeared from the hall. At the same time, countless spirit boats flew towards Blue Moon Star. Something happened near the Blue Moon Star. It turned out that due to the sudden increase in the number of warriors heading to Blue Moon Star, some people started robbing. At this moment, there were some people riding on powerful demonic beasts that blocked the path of the spirit boats. One of them was riding a two-headed demonic wolf and wielding a giant saber. With a slash of his saber, a crack appeared in the starry sky. The surrounding spirit boats all came to a halt. There were a total of 4 ships. Among them was Lin Xian and the others. Lin Xian and the others frowned as they looked outside. The Crimson Dragon immediately jumped up. Damn, someone dares to block our way? Humph, let's see how you die. In the spirit boat, a young man in black sneered. How dare you stop us and steal our things? You're really courting death. There was a loud explosion in front and countless cracks spread. All right, we can go now. The young man in black laughed. The masked woman also regained her composure. She waved her hand and prepared to let the spirit boat continue. However, on the other side, Lin Xian frowned as a trace of surprise appeared on his face. In the big crack in front, a cold voice sounded. Haha, how dare you attack us? Seems like you don't want to live anymore. As soon as he said that, a blade light flew out of that terrifying crack like a heavenly river. It directly slashed at the third spirit boat. With a clang, the saber landed on the spirit boat, sending the rest of the boat flying. An even more terrifying crack spread out. At the same time, a huge hand fell. There was a golden net on it that shone brightly. That was the Tao of heaven and earth. In an instant, it shrouded the spirit boat. In the next moment, the huge net completely trapped the spiritual boat in the void. This sudden scene stunned everyone in the spirit boat. Someone on the masked woman's side exclaimed, "Is this the immortal trapping net?" Chapter 3547. The immortal trapping net was an extremely terrifying sacred artifact. It was said that it could even trap immortals, which was enough to show how powerful it was. No, it wasn't the immortal trapping net. At least, it wasn't the real immortal trapping net. It should be a replica. The veiled woman frowned. It seemed that this group of people wasn't simple. They actually had such a thing in their hands. Under the replica immortal trapping net, the spiritual boat couldn't escape at all. Instead, the people inside were caught. The black-robed young man He and the others were in a terrible state. They looked at the net above their heads in horror. Damn it! How dare you attack me? Do you know who I am? The black-robed man roared. The bandits on the other side sneered. Who cares who you are? If you talk nonsense again, I'll kill you. Boom. As soon as he finished speaking, a bandit beside him took out a giant axe and chopped it forward. This time, the mountain collapsed and the ground cracked. The black-robed man and the others were directly sent flying, vomiting blood. They looked terrified. Stop fighting. I'm willing to pay 50,000 caddies of divine crystals. They didn't dare to say anything else. They took out a storage ring and threw it forward in a terrible state. After the bandit in front caught it, he scanned it with his soul spirit and sneered. Very good, you should have done this earlier. Get lost quickly. He ignored the bandit and looked at the other 3 spiritual boats. The golden net in his hand kept expanding and enveloped the 3 spiritual boats. Inside, Lin Xian and the others felt a force that seemed to want to drag them out. What a strange weapon. Let's go out and take a look. Liao Xin and the others got out of the spiritual boat. On the other side, the masked woman and the others also came out. There was a 4th spiritual boat, and the people inside it also came out. The leader was also a man in green armor. He looked mighty and extraordinary. Do you want to die or obediently hand over the divine crystals? The bandits looked forward and sneered. Suddenly, they saw the masked woman and the others and were instantly interested. Hey, there's a beautiful girl too. Although the masked woman's face was covered, her figure and aura were unparalleled. She attracted the attention of the bandits immediately. Girl, Take off your veil and let us see." The bandits at the front laughed wildly. The man in green armor looked towards the center. Lin Xian and the rest also looked over, and a trace of surprise appeared on their faces. That veil was also a terrifying weapon. It was actually able to isolate the probing of souls. It should be known that everyone present was a saint. Their souls were extremely powerful. However, they couldn't see through each other's faces, which was really surprising. It seemed that this masked woman had an extraordinary background. The masked woman didn't say anything. But this is good. It saves us the trouble of exposing ourselves. Damn it, who are you? The bandits gritted their teeth and roared. The Crimson Dragon snorted. Listen up, your grandpa dragon is the only dragon god sage in the world. You dare to rob me? I think you don't want to live anymore, do you? Fine, just you wait. I'll make you wish you were dead, the bandits said viciously. Then, they drew a streak of light and flew into the distance. The masked woman and the others looked in the direction of the Crimson Dragon. They were surprised and kept sizing him up. She found that other than the Crimson Dragon who had the bloodline of the dragon race, the other two people seemed to be at the first heaven. One of them was slender. His vitality was abnormally strong. He should be cultivating the wood element. Moreover, there was a faint demonic aura on him, which surprised her. Could it be that this was a team of demons? She then looked at the third person. She found that the third young man was very special. He was wearing a black robe and stood there with his hands behind his back. His eyes were very calm. Moreover, he was terrifyingly calm, as if he did not care about what happened just now. Was he pretending to be calm, or did he have a plan? The masked woman did not know, but she still took a few more glances because she had never seen such a calm gaze, especially from a young man. Lin Xian seemed to have sensed someone's attention. He also saw the masked woman, but his gaze was calm. But soon, he was surprised. He even raised his eyebrows, revealing a trace of surprise. Chapter 35-48. Lin Xian was a little surprised because he noticed her necklace. It was a defensive Dharma treasure at the half-step saint level. However, this wasn't what surprised him. What surprised him was the fact that there was actually a spirit array inside, and that formation had a positioning function. This necklace had been tampered with. It seemed that this woman was being followed, and she probably didn't know it herself. Lin Xian immediately realized what was going on. Who was following her? Was it an enemy? He didn't ask too much. At this moment, the veiled woman also saw the surprise in Lin Xian's eyes. She also revealed a look of confusion. "Hey, what are you looking at?" The little maid in green snorted and stood in front of her young miss. She looked at Lin Xian. "You're too dishonest. Don't think that we'll be grateful just because you helped us. Let me tell you, we can solve this without you. Little Qing, don't be unreasonable." The veiled woman lightly snorted. Then she looked at Lin Xian. "Thank you for helping." With that, she turned and walked towards the spirit ship. It seemed that she had no intention of befriending them at all. Lin Xian shrugged. Since she didn't want to talk to him, he didn't need to tell her about the necklace. On the other side, the man in green armor's eyes flickered. He didn't even say thank you. He directly led his people into the spirit ship and left. "Let's go." Lin Xian waved his hand and left with the North Devil and the Crimson Dragon. Damn, why are these people so arrogant? Ben Huang saved them. The Crimson Dragon was unhappy. The North Devil said, maybe their identities aren't ordinary. The three of them also entered the spirit ship and headed towards the Blue Moon planet below. Soon, they arrived at the Blue Moon planet. North Gazing Pavilion. It was a very famous place on the Blue Moon planet. It was the most well-informed place, so most saints would come to the North Gazing Pavilion when they arrived. Lin Xian and the others naturally went to the North Gazing Pavilion. When they reached the 9th floor of Wangbei Pavilion, they found a familiar figure. The masked woman was also here. Lin Xian didn't go over to greet them. Instead, he found a table by the window and sat down with Northern Witch and Crimson Dragon. They ordered some dishes and some wine. They were preparing to gather some information. On the other side, The masked woman's group had also discovered Lin Xian's group. Immediately, the little maid curled her lips. Humph, this guy really is like a ghost that won't leave. Sis, they're not following us, are they? The middle-aged woman said. That shouldn't be the case. This place was called North Gazing Tower. It was a good place to gather information. They should be here to gather information. Therefore, it was very normal for it to appear. What a coincidence. At this moment, another voice came from the staircase. It turned out that the green-armored man had come up. As soon as he saw the masked woman, he smiled and went up to greet her. The masked woman didn't want to attract too much attention. Hence, she nodded in response. However, her tone wasn't very enthusiastic. When the green-armored man saw Lin Xian and the others, he was surprised. He said, "We meet again. Since that's the case, let's have a drink." That was good too. Lin Xian and the others also wanted to gather information. Hence, the three of them went over. The few of them got to know each other briefly. Lin Xian could tell that other than the green-armored man, the masked woman didn't say anything at all. She must have fabricated an identity. However, he didn't care because their identities were also fabricated. The man in light armor was called Ting Shan. He was the young master of a large family. This time, he was also heading to the second astral realm. As for the masked woman, everyone called her Fairy Rain. These people were said to be from a herb-gathering family. This time, they wanted to go to the second astral realm to gather an extremely precious spiritual herb. Hence, they were heading there. As for Lin Xian and the others, they didn't hide much. They reported their names. However, the name Lin Xian wasn't famous. What was famous was the name Lin Wudi. Hence, when Lin Xian said his name, the green-armored man was stunned. He found it familiar but couldn't recall where he had heard it before. He didn't think of Lin Wudi either. As for the masked woman, she didn't seem to have heard of him at all. Hence, they just exchanged some simple pleasantries. However, since both parties already had a preliminary understanding of each other, Lin Xian said calmly, "Fairy Rain, can I take a look at your necklace? Kid, I think you're very suspicious. You've been eyeing my sister." The maidservant was a little displeased. Her eyes glowed strangely. The masked woman was stunned. Could it be that her necklace was special? She asked, "Young master, do you like this necklace? Is it just an ordinary half-saint weapon?" As she spoke, she handed it over to Lin Xian. Lin Xian took it and sensed it carefully. He realized that his previous guess was right, so he returned it. "I don't know where you got this item. If it's just an ordinary item, I advise you to throw it away or sell it as soon as possible. Don't keep it with you. Sell it or throw it away." The other party was stunned. The light-armored man was also stunned. Could it be that there was something special about this necklace? Lin Xian shook his head and didn't say anything else. He had already reminded him clearly enough. He couldn't tell him that the other party was being targeted. What if he provoked some unknown person to kill him again? Hence, he just kindly reminded him. As for how to deal with it, that was the other party's problem. The maidservant asked several times, but Lin Xian didn't say anything. This made her very depressed and angry. Why was this guy so arrogant? He was just a first heaven sage. What was there to be arrogant about? What was the status of their young lady? Damn it, this guy was even more arrogant than their young lady. She couldn't tolerate this. Hence, she didn't ask any more questions. The masked woman was also stunned. She nodded but didn't throw it away immediately. She just kept it. They were here. At this moment, a cold voice sounded. Immediately, many people came up to the 9th floor. These people had powerful auras. Some of them even took out a formation boundary and sealed the entire 9th floor. The people on the 9th floor discussed among themselves. A few of the sages were dissatisfied and released their divine aura. However, they were quickly warned. The Yun family is doing something. Those who are unrelated, get out of the way. Anyone who dares to resist will die without a doubt. What? The Yun family? Many people trembled. Even the sages were stunned. They retracted their divine aura and didn't say anything. Instead, they silently walked away. For a moment, only Lin Xian, the masked woman, the green-armored man, and the others were left on the scene. These people were completely surrounded. It was them. Damn it. How dare they hit me? The bandits who escaped earlier were also here. They looked ahead with murderous expressions, especially when they looked at Lin Xian and the others. They were filled with biting, cold-killing intent. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.